In Reno, Nevada, Tony Gwynn Jr., Matt Scraby at the Odyssey Palace in San Diego. How are you guys today? And I'm so happy to be here for the whole show with apparently the equipment working.
Yes, I will give you some props. I will. You were ready to go at 1:45, so I can't complain today. Can't complain.
I was ready to go at 12:45, but the show wasn't ready for me.
I think you turned down your microphone a little too much. I'm sorry. We're still trying to adjust the microphone levels, but
get me up there.
Save this clip, everyone. I am proud of you, Chris.
Yeah, we'll never hear that again, but I appreciate you saying it. We're going to get started with something a little different today. We got a lot to get to. Obviously, it's Friday. Sam Levit's down in Peoria. Padres day 3, I guess, of spring training. Pitchers and catchers are down there. Although I did see that Fernando Tatis Jr. is down there because I saw a clip of him facing Mason Miller today. We'll talk about how that turned out. But I thought it'd be something every now and again. I like to reward the people that are on time for the show, like right at 2:00. You don't miss anything. And we have a couple of tickets to give away for a really good college basketball game next Wednesday. Now, the Aztecs are playing Nevada tomorrow, but Wednesday, Grand Canyon comes to Viejas Arena. We got a couple of tickets. So I'm going to open the show by trying to give those tickets away. And I'll give you the question. First person with the correct answer at 833-288-0973 will win the tickets. And here we go. The coach of Grand Canyon now is Bryce Drew, and he is famous for one moment. Excuse me?
I was just laughing because I know the moment.
Oh, you know the moment. Yeah, he's famous for one moment in NCAA basketball tournament history, and it was a pretty special moment. It happened in 1998 when Bryce Drew, who was the star guard for Valparaiso, hit a miracle game-winning shot after catching a length of the court pass, swished the three-point jumper, and Valparaiso pulled off a stunning first round victory. The question for the tickets to go see Bryce Drew coach his Grand Canyon team against the Aztecs.
I love it how there's already 2 people on the phone. You don't even know the question yet.
They already know. They already know.
3 people on the phone.
Yeah. Well, hey, first, everybody wants to go to that Aztec game. I don't blame them.
I get it.
The question is, who did that 3-point shot beat? Who was the losing team?
Good question.
Who was on the wrong end of that brilliant play and that Bryce Drew hit the game-winning shot all the way back in 1998. So if you remember that moment in the NCAA tournament and you can remember who was the victim of Bryce Drew's heroics, 833-288-0973, you'll have a chance to go see Grand Canyon. Of course, Grand Canyon beat the Aztecs the first time down there, so we owe them on that one. Tony, great day. And I know it's Friday the 13th, and I'm going to go right past that because –
Are you sure you just want to slide past Friday the 13th?
Well, I'm going to attempt to. I'm sure there'll be some mistakes on the show, and we'll be referencing it again. But at least for now, first of all, kudos to Major League Baseball. As part of their Black History Month, they are honoring some of the greats, obviously, of the game. And today they are focused on some guy named Tony Gwynn. And, I mean, I woke up today to a whole bunch of tweets from MLB and highlights of your dad and great statistics. And so, tip of the cap to MLB for honoring your dad today. I know you are appreciating it and enjoying that, Tone.
I am. I saw it yesterday. I believe that's when they actually dropped it. It was in reference to his 19, no pun intended, straight years of hitting 300. The only year he didn't, it was his rookie year. I think he had 280 something. So
289, and what I did not know is that if he had 2 more hits that year, he would have actually had 300.
Yeah.
So he was only 2 hits away from it, but the reference kind of pointed out that maybe it was better that he didn't get it that year, so that he finished with 19 straight years.
Right, instead of 20.
So, instead of 20. I have already been into it with somebody on Twitter today. I don't know if you saw my post, Tony.
No, I did. What's going on Twitter?
Let me go grab my phone.
You're already getting after it, huh?
if you want to anger me, on Twitter, don't bother writing something bad about me, or don't bother writing something bad about Scraby or anybody else, because that won't get my goat. But if you want to write something bad about the great Tony Gwynn,
I see.
You are going to get a earful from me.
Well, go ahead, Scraby. Give it to me. What was the tweet that said?
You want Scraby to go ahead, Scraby. You give it to him. First, read the other guy's tweet, and then read what I wrote back.
I don't even know what this guy's name is, but it was a response to the tweet that Chris sent earlier. It says,
No. I was responding to him. Right?
Okay. Well, this is the guy's tweet. This is the guy's tweet. Yeah. Tony Gwynn was just a glorified singles hitter who would be a bench player in today's game. Hitting 300 is easy when you never swing for power and only care about your own batting average.
Says the dude.
He was the ultimate empty stats player who did not help his team win rings. What a jerk.
Yeah.
Hey,
so I couldn't let that one go. I could not let that one go.
Good. You got some backup in the comments, Chris. Alan said, "What a turd! Hitting 300 is easy, quote unquote."
No face, I'm assuming, to this profile.
There's a fake face, I believe.
No real face.
But here's
what I wrote. I want to read what I wrote back so
right.
I can put my full energy into it. By the way, I did not attack his post as much as I tried to maybe attack his character a little bit. Here's what I wrote. I said, too bad you never actually met the man. Tony Gwynn was one of the planet's most amazing people, period. He might have even treated you with respect and class the way he treated everyone else. Parentheses, might have. So
yeah. Well, I appreciate
you don't pick on Tony Gwynn, man. That's going to get me.
I appreciate you defending my pops.
See,
he doesn't need it.
Don't waste your time, Jan.
He doesn't need it, but I was doing it anyway.
It goes without saying. Hitting a baseball, let's just put the 300 thing aside for a sec. Just hitting the baseball in general at this level is extremely difficult. And I'm willing to bet my man has probably not ventured away from his couch very often to attempt to play the game of baseball. But nonetheless, don't waste your time, folks. There's always a troll out there looking to troll, looking to try to, get under someone's skin.
I'm going to give out the name so all of us can go report it.
Oh, my God.
So all of us can go report it, because I believe this is, I don't know if it's a bot, but someone on the chat said that they looked into this and the account is based in Africa, so it could be some sort of bot.
Well.
But anyway, here it is. Let's all go report it.
Bots that are just looking for Tony Gwynn.
I know. Well, that's weird. That is strange. I think it's more to cause anger. It's trying to. The bots are designed to cause anger.
Someone looked this count up and it's in Africa.
Yeah, I guess so. But here's the name, so all of us can go report it. GURDAAT, the number 45.
Don't waste your time, y'all.
No, everybody go report it.
Don't waste. Leave it alone.
If you can find it as a real account, I hope every Padre fan anywhere within our listening audience
what do you find out,
tweets this person back.
No, I just hit me. Go to @ChrisLOSD, find his quote tweet, and then you'll be able to find the account, and then you can report him. And let's get this guy kicked off of the internet. Dude, I'm in a vengeful mood today.
He really didn't do anything other than not like Tony Gwynn. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but that's we don't allow that, Tony.
Here's what Tyler says.
Scraby and I don't stick up for anything, but this we're sticking up for.
Oh, I will fight to the death on this one.
Yeah, and I would fight to the death, and I think everybody listening would fight to the death for your pops. You know how beloved he is, Tony, and so this is just a reminder.
Real quick, Tyler says they get paid based on how much engagement they get. So it's either real people or they use AI to generate inflammatory takes that will get reactions. I have read this, and it's spreading everywhere.
I mean, they've been doing this for. If that's
years,
the case, they've been doing it for years.
No, it's been going on for a long time, but we're just now kind of noticing where these accounts are.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So that's that. Just in a connection to Tony Gwynn, we remind everybody the Aztec baseball season starts tonight.
Indeed.
So if you need to fill your baseball Jones, get that before Padres get started. Go
Kevin
see a
Vance
game
Kevin
tonight.
Vance was on with Braden earlier today too. So
good, yeah.
Boys
Kevin
getting the action today.
Yeah, his first game tonight. I'm going to try to watch it a little later on the internet feed here, but looking forward to that. Good luck to the Aztec baseball team. Now, funny you mention tweets, and, well, I don't have time because we're at the end of the segment. But if at some point we can get to it, Tony, maybe one person was trying to get the ire of us about tweeting against your dad. But everybody today is tweeting to get the ire of LeBron James and his fans. The worst thing apparently LeBron James could have ever done was get a triple-double last night, becoming the oldest player in NBA history to do so. Because I've got the proof on my phone, Tony. The LeBron James haters are everywhere.
Chris was on Twitter this morning.
He clearly was. He clearly
what else
was.
did I have to do? I was sitting in the airport.
Well, you called out all the LeBron haters. You said very angry group of people.
There's a lot of them apparently. So I want to get into some of that, but we're underway. Sammy's going to join us from Peoria, get us caught up. I want to get his reaction to the video I saw earlier of Mason Miller facing Fernando Tatis Jr. today. We'll talk about that and get things rolling. It's a Friday. You know how we do things. Nice and fun and relaxed going into the weekend on 97.3 The Fan.
Last show of the big three, or the little three, or just the three guys named Tony.
The medium-sized three.
It's crazy. Last show we get the chance to do. Actually, honestly, yesterday was the last show we got to do together because Chris is not even here. He's where's Chris at? Reno. Oh,
where's Chris at? He's funny. I'm in the Finmark, Tony.
Good old Finmark. What was the one that Scraby hit us with yesterday?
Fiendland.
Fiendland. That's next to Fiendland.
Yes. Fiendland. We are really great with our countries on this show.
You stick it with us long enough, we'll have a whole new globe laid out for you.
Completely
and
different
Alemania
names.
is the German word for Germany.
Yes, according to me.
We've been on fire, boys. Yeah. Let's get back to baseball. Padres continue their pitchers and catchers party. It will be expanded here in the next couple of days as position players arrive. First full squad Monday. Jason Adams, topic of discussion as we move into the 2026 season. Obviously had that terrible was that quad tendon rupture?
Yes.
Which,
that was one of the hardest injuries I've ever watched live. Like, it was almost up there with the Theismann broken leg.
Yeah. I mean,
way back in the day.
I mean, and in hindsight, you looked at it at the time, you're like, oh, ACL. Right. I mean, that's the thing that we all thought of, but
no one thinks torn quad.
Torn quad tendon. Yeah, nobody thinks that. But nonetheless, Jason Adams, even as we were here for FanFest, was saying that he thought he was going to be ready for opening day. And according to his conversation with Sam, he still believes so.
Jason, first few days of spring training, you're out there, saw you doing agility work, saw you throwing off a mound, what looked like a pretty normal bullpen session. How are you feeling, and what are you doing right now?
Yeah, really good. I feel really pleased with how everything's progressing. Throwing bullpens, running bullpens, no hangups. It feels great. So I feel pitching well beyond pace to be ready. I think our last little hurdle is making sure the running's all right and that we're good to react side to side and all that stuff. So that's why doing some agilities and trying to get that strengthened.
At this point, you mentioned the hurdles to cross. What is, in your mind, the most difficult part of what needs to be accomplished next?
I think it's just getting everybody happy with how I'm moving off the mound. I think, like doing PFPs type of stuff. So that's like the progression. I'm not that worried about it, but also like understand we want to make sure everything's in a strong, solid place before we go there. But no, I feel like there's no major hurdles left. It's just trusting this last little bit of the process.
I always caution everybody to kind of listen, like really listen to the words that Jason is using. Because, just because a guy says he's going to be ready for opening day does not mean he'll be 100% at opening day. And you can hear him kind of, I don't know, making reference, as he said, I think we just are waiting for everybody else to be happy with how I'm moving off the mound. I don't think if you ask Jason Adams right now, hey, I need you to run a 90-yard sprint, I don't think he'd be able to do it at full strength. But the job that he's asked to do is to get hitters out, occasionally cover a base. And that's the thing that they're watching for. He probably won't be like 100% like, because I don't know if you guys know, Jason Adams is a terrific athlete. I've watched this dude throw the football, watched him catch the football. He can jump. He's an athlete. However, I don't know that he's going to be full strength to that, but I don't think he needs to be in order to be the type of pitcher that we've seen him be. So I think it's encouraging that he's continuing to feel like opening day is certainly within reach, Chris.
I think 80% of Jason Adams is better than 100% of a lot of guys.
Yep.
I will say this, though. If I were batting against Jason Adams, first of all, I'd
bunt all day.
Exactly. You'd have to try a couple of bunts to make sure he could, make those plays. And I'm sure teams will try that. So that is something they'll have to make sure that he feels comfortable jumping off the mound and fielding the ball, because obviously, that torn quad is going to be compromised a little on a situation like that. So, those are, I'm sure, along with just, having him throw a lot of pitches, They're going to have to make sure he's okay there. But, yeah, an eighth inning, look, if Jason gives up, 2 hits in the first month of the season, I'll give him a pass on that.
Rest assured, dude, that there will be teams testing that out.
For sure, yeah.
Very, very early, too. I mean, obviously, most likely Jason's going to be coming in like the 8th inning, so there's the situation is going to determine that. But I won't be surprised if all teams are going to test that quad tendon a little bit. Craig Stammen, the manager for the Padres, was asked about the catching situation. Obviously, Freddie Fermin is slated to be the guy, but it looks like Luis Campusano is going to be at least given the opportunity to win that backup spot. Here's what Stammen had to say about the catching situation as a whole.
Yeah, great group. Kind of love, Fermin that we got at the trade deadline, how he finished the season with us. Talked about that yesterday. His playoff experience with Chicago, felt like he was a leader on the field and handled that atmosphere as well as anybody can handle it. So really feel good about him being our number 1 going into the season. And then I feel really good about Campy being our number 2 at the moment right now. He's done everything he could to prove himself in AAA. He's had, an up and down. He could have complained a lot about his situation from the last couple of years, and he didn't say anything. He just went down there and performed. And I think this year we're going to see a new Campy. He cut the dreads, got the new haircut, looks good. I know he's excited about the opportunity, and probably the first time in his career that he has, a little bit of a runway to take control of that job and win it in spring training, and then be the number 2, when we leave camp. And then on the other side of that, we got Rodolfo Duran and Blake Hunt that are going to be knocking at the door right at Campy's heels, creating some competition that have a chance to make the team also.
I love the way Stam is just talking in general. All right, we'll couch to Freddie for me, because I think Freddie kind of his play and the way he handled himself spoke for himself why he's the number 1 guy. But I think it's really important that Stam handle a guy like Campusano the way he has. I know for a fact that Campy was not necessarily given the type of opportunity that a guy with his type of prospect status generally gets. And I think initially he may not have handled that well, but that last part that you kind of heard there from Stam in terms of he could have complained, he didn't. And he went down there and all he did was take care of business. And, a lot of times when you're being put in these situations, when you're being tried by an organization, they want to see how you're going to react. And the mature version of Campy appeared last year to just go down to AAA and rake, which was really all he could do. I mean, once they send you down, all you can do is go play. And he did that, and he did it well. And I think for a guy like him, having the type of, as Stam said, runway that he is going to be given is a much more beneficial environment for you to put your best self forward. So he's going to be given an opportunity, Chris. I think we've kind of been hinting to this all off season, and I think we kind of heard from Stam exactly how they want it to play out.
I think a lot of the great athletes out there, and I don't know this because I wasn't a great athlete and never will be, but I think a lot of great athletes can go out and perform regardless of what's going on around them. They're just so good. They're so tunnel visioned. They don't listen to, negativity. They just keep, powering forward, and there's not much that can be said that can slow them down. However, I think there are many athletes that need to be propped up by the people that are around them.
Yeah.
I don't think that means they're bad or worse. There's just some people that need a little love, a little support, a little pat on the back. I don't feel like, we talked about this. I've talked about it with Randy Vasquez. I wasn't there. I just felt like they never showed the kind of confidence in him that he needed. And when they, opened him up in September, he was up to the task. I feel the same about Campusano. I feel like they never 100% believed in him. And I don't know whether it's Mike Schilt. I don't want to say AJ. I don't want to say who, what, just in general. I don't think Luis ever felt like, they were really
100%.
convinced that he could get it right.
And let me tell you something, Chris.
So I think if Stammen goes with that, just to finish, Tony, if he goes with that, and that Luis can go and relax and play, hopefully we can see what we saw at AAA.
A player can feel that too, by the way. Like they can feel when you don't believe in them or when you don't trust them. And I don't think it was just Mike Schultz. It was also Bob Melvin. It's too as well when he was here. So I think Stam he's been able to see this from a 12,000 foot view. He's just now kind of stepping, closer to it in a way. And I think he kind of has recognized that from afar. And so Campy's going to get a real good opportunity. We didn't get a chance to get to the LeBron James hate, but we can get to it on the other side.
There's always time for that.
Apparently so.
It's not going anywhere.
we got more Gwynn and Chris.
I got one
coming your way.
quick thing. Sorry, Tony. I hate to interrupt your out because this is such a big thing. But I don't think if you didn't see it, you're not going to believe what happened to the quad god at the Olympics just about 10 minutes ago.
Why are you stealing Mr. Olympics thunder, man?
I'm just going to tell everybody.
He wanted to break the news because it's good news.
I'll tell everybody I'll tell everybody what come back.
Sam Levit coming up next.
Ben and Woods on the Fan.
Said I just can't stop watching.
All right, welcome back to Gwynn and Chris. We're going in a lot of different directions early in the program today, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fact, guys, that there's so many fun things that I feel like we have to talk about first, and we can't get them all in. But Sam Levit is standing by in Peoria, so we're going to go down to Sammy in a second here, get our Padre update. But this result in the Olympics, the men's figure skating here with the quad god, is stunning.
Maybe we need to
Absolutely
get Sam
stunning.
on so that he can, because he is our resident figure skating expert.
Isn't that what he said he wanted to be a figure skater if he
Yes.
could be something?
He
right?
wanted to be a
then
figure skater.
Let
Here
him
he
be
is.
part of this then. I don't know if you saw this, Sammy, but the quad god who was supposed to cruise to the gold medal today evidently fell twice during the long program. He did not complete any of his quad axles, which is signature move. And he not only didn't finish first, he not only didn't finish third, he finished 8th. Like, he was not even close to making the podium. This has got to anyway.
He's quoted as saying, "I blew it." Straight up.
Yeah.
He's already
straight
talked.
up blew it.
Well, now
Yeah.
I feel bad for playing the boo sound.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, you're booing the guy. Yeah, this has got to go down as one of the biggest upset / disappointments in Olympic history. I hope that he has a chance to come back. I don't know if there's any other events for him to compete in, but I mean, he was so far ahead after the first round, guys. And then everybody who knows figure skating, which I don't, but they said that his program was filled with so many good moves that he couldn't lose. Like, there was no way that anyone could make up the ground on him. Apparently,
They
8
did.
skaters made up the ground on him. So,
Well, the good thing is he's 21.
right.
So if he doesn't have any more, contests to get in at this Winter Olympics, he can get back in it again. He's not like over the hill.
No, but he reminds me to a T of Will Ferrell's character in Blades of Glory. Like, he is. That's a great movie, by the way. And I will say, great movie. It's hilarious.
This guy is this great movie.
The Iron Lotus.
Scraby, what happens at the end of that movie? Doesn't somebody's vein get cut with a skate or something?
Well, that's the whole thing. You're not allowed to do the Iron Lotus because someone's head got chopped off by a skate. And so then they do the Iron Lotus,
Ladies and gentlemen,
it
this
works
is a
out.
movie. This is a great movie, according to Scraby.
Sam's like, why am I on this right now?
Sammy's like, I could be doing something more important. Hi, Sam Levit. How are you, sir?
Hey, guys, I'm doing well. Chris, where are you? That looks like a nice hotel room.
Pretty nice for us. We're in Reno, Nevada, and just getting ready for a game tomorrow. So, yeah, we're coming to you from 3 states right now. Sam's at the Padres spring training day. Sam, I want you to I'm sure you were there for this because you would never miss something of this, magnitude unless they did it out of sight. But I saw a video of Mason Miller facing Fernando today.
It looked like he was tracking.
It looked like it was coming in pretty hot. I will say that. Take us through what you saw, because the video I saw looked like Fernando got called out on strikes. I don't know who called him out, though. And then he tapped his head because he didn't agree with the call.
Yeah, typically what happens during those live BPs is they have somebody who's holding the iPad behind the mound give an initial call, and if there's a disagreement, I think they wait to see what TrackMan says, because it's typically set up for most of these live BPs, and apparently the TrackMan data said that it was indeed a strike, and then Steven Souza Jr. was telling them to calibrate it because none of the hitters could believe that it was strike.
Shout out to our hitting coach Steven Souza taking up for the
had
hitters.
an issue with it. Like they all seemingly had issues and seemed to claim that something was off, but that's the extent of the complaining during
hitters.
Squad live.
Where was
BP.
Ruben Niebla? Did Ruben stick up for his pitcher? I mean, come on.
Yeah, was it Ruben who said something, or somebody said something from behind the field? What did they say? It may not have been Ruben. What did they say? Somebody said, like, I can't remember. It was funny, whatever it was. I can't remember who and what they said, but
I
there
did
was
hear someone yell.
commentary from.
There always is commentary
from outside.
It was funny. I did hear someone yell, "Someone needs to calibrate this."
Listen, the hitters are always suspicious of someone cheating or getting by over them.
Yeah, I don't. You know what? I don't know if Fernando is necessarily just tracking or not. He did swing. I remember he fouled one off at least. So he definitely did swing at least once. Gavin Sheets had a fairly good at bat against Miller. He fouled off a couple, but ultimately struck out. So it was cool. It was cool to see Mason up close like that. And it was also cool to see a little World Baseball Classic preview potentially between, those teams meet, the U.S. and the Dominican Republic. You certainly could see a matchup like Mason Miller against Fernando Tatis Jr. late in the game. So pretty cool. It was definitely the on-field highlight of the day.
Sam, how different are those particular guys working? Is it a little different for them, given that they are trying to ramp up to get ready for a WBC? I mean, Mason's really, I believe, the only one on the pitching side for the Padres that are going. Is everybody else kind of easing their way into this bad boy?
Yeah, that's a good question, Tony. And I talked to Mason a little bit today, but I didn't ask him in particular about how he's ramping up and if it's any different than where he normally would be this time of year. I'm not sure. Look, I think obviously it in all likelihood is a little different just because you got to be ready to pitch in some real high leverage spots with big crowds and amped up way earlier than you normally would. Certainly from just a timing standpoint, the position players like Manny and Fernando and other guys who are playing in the WBC were required to be here earlier, so they probably are taking live at bats earlier than when they typically would in spring. But I've got to talk to Mason about it. I also haven't seen any comments he's had on it. I know Craig Stammen talked the other day a little bit about that they've been in communication with Team USA, with Mark DeRosa, with Andy Pettit about his usage in some situations like that. And I think that's pretty common for these WBC managers to be in contact with the teams, especially about their star pitchers and how they're going to be used. But I would imagine, without knowing for sure, that it's a little bit different for Mason Miller. But that's something I'll dive into a little bit, and I'm sure in the next few days I'll get a chance to find out a little bit deeper kind of how this is maybe different than what he normally would be doing.
Sammy Levit in Peoria with the Padres. Sam, three days in, so maybe too early for this question, but I'm going to try it anyway. You feel a lighter mood? You feel a more serious mood? You feel whatever mood with the Craig Stammen regime yet? Is anything kind of settled in? Do you see a little more, goofing around?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That kind of thing. I mean, it's compared to Mike Schultz stuff. Or?
Yeah, I mean, I think I feel a good energy. It's hard. It's hard this early to make any grand proclamations about the vibe of a club and a coaching staff. And it's so early. And there's also been, I think, a good thing. It's been a very quiet first handful of days here in Peoria. I mean, there's been very, very little news or headlines, and knock on wood, no injuries. So that's a good thing. So I think when things are going that way, it's very easy for everything to be kind of a good vibe. Look, I think to this point, what I really like about, just to focus on Craig a little bit, what I really like about Craig so far, in the sense I get, I think you are going to kind of hear what he really thinks about certain things. Like, not to the point of like he's had anything to kind of, talk specifically about his players yet, like in a game situation. But he just seems very comfortable in his own skin, is the way I'd put it. Like, I think you're going to get what Craig really thinks about things. Like today, there was an interesting answer he had. There was a good question about, does he kind of believe in keeping pitcher-catcher pairings? And that was something that, if you recall, Mike Schultz really stuck to. Like, he was very much fine with there being specific catchers, for the most part, with certain pitchers. And Craig said, nah, I don't really view it like that. Like obviously if there are things that are going on in the season where one guy and a catcher are just working extremely well together, maybe that's a situation he considers it. But it was a good example today. Like he just kind of said, no, I don't really, I'm really paraphrasing. I don't really believe in that. So I think that kind of to me has been the early tone. Like Craig is just very comfortable. And to me on field, it seemed very relaxed. He's, been, around the pitchers and around BP. And Craig is very, very relaxed. I really get that vibe from him. And I think he's going to, have a very kind of steady, relaxed presence on this group. And obviously that's easy to say in spring training this early before we really get into things. But, look, I think it's a pretty young coaching staff. I think they're going to have a lot of energy. Like I asked Craig today about Ryan Goins, who's a new infield coach. And
great coach.
One thing that's really, and I'm sorry, this is kind of a rambling answer, but it's kind of a hard question. So I'm kind of taking it in some different ways. But I'll give you an example. Ryan Goins, new infield coach, he's been out there a lot working with guys, like more than I can remember this early in spring with position player guys. And I haven't talked to him yet, but you just watch him from afar and he's got a lot of energy. Like and apparently he's kind of from the school of Ron Washington.
I was just getting ready to say that. Ron Washington gave him his first big league job. And so I talked to him on a few different occasions, and obviously you look at the infield the Padres have, you look at what the Angels had last year. Now, Ryan will never say this, but he doesn't have any hair. If he had it, he would have been pulling it all out. And so now he gets to work with this veteran group with that same type of energy that you talk about with Ron Washington. It's a great pairing.
Yeah, I'm just watching from afar. And again, I haven't talked to him about it yet, and it's only a few days, but I can see it. Like even from afar, I can see it, like the Ron Washington influence, just with the way he's working with these guys and some of the drills he's doing with the pad. And not that they haven't done that before, but that's been noticeable enough that I asked Craig about it today, just kind of what Ryan Goins has brought to this point. So Craig, to put it very simply, relaxed, energetic. To this point, the vibes, the energy is very good.
Sam Levit joins us here. Sam, the great Levit joins us here. And Sam, obviously there's been some video surfacing. Manny's in the building. Little Manny's in the building as well. I mean, what's been the vibe in terms of kind of the core guys? Toddy, as we mentioned, taking some seeing some pictures from Mason Miller. We saw Manny lose his bat on a swing. I think it was yesterday. How are those guys been? Because I know they're not necessarily supposed to be there yet, but they're already there kind of getting their work in.
Yeah, I mean, everybody looks good. I think Manny looks really, really good. Physically looks really good. Fernando always looks good physically. Right. I mean, he's quite a specimen at whatever, 6'3", 6'4".
I saw the video of him walking out, and I was like, man, I would die to look like that.
But they look good. They look good, to put it really simply. Jackson Merrill's there, Gavin Sheets, I will say, I think it's, just to take it a little bit of a different direction, like seeing Gavin Sheets with the main group this year, it just makes me think about what a difference a year makes. Yeah. Where he came into spring training last year and he was just the guy that you were like, maybe he makes the team, maybe he doesn't. I don't really know what you're going to get from him. And he's asserted himself where he's part of the A group of hitters. So good for him. I mean, what a difference a year makes. So, but Tony, I mean, all those guys, all the big guys are here, and to me, all look good and relaxed and ready to rock.
Manny Jr. didn't look too relaxed though in the video I saw. I don't know if anybody saw it.
Yeah, he wasn't happy his Pops was getting ready to take a round.
Yeah, Pops went into the hitting cage, and little Manny was like, "Oh, come back!" Yeah. So, hey, what about Miguel Mendez? Mendez? This new right-hander. Straby's excited about him. We've had some people talking about this guy. Is there a buzz about him at all yet, Sam?
Not quite yet. I know Mendez is pretty highly rated, and last year had a really nice year. I'm just looking here to make sure the ranking. Yeah, I mean, he's a top 5 guy now in the system. He is in the major league clubhouse. I've not seen him throw, to be honest with you. Not talked to him yet. I will at some point. I think he might have had a live today that I didn't see because I might have been looking at Miller. It might have been yesterday, but that'll be on my to-do list, Chris. He is somebody that I think Padres fans should keep an eye on, really, because when you look at their top pitching prospects, he's by far and away kind of the oldest. I mean, he's 23 and he's farthest along, and that's somebody that you could see at the major league level at some point this year if needed. So he is somebody that we'll focus on as we keep things going.
Last one for me, Sammy. Freddie Fermin, acquired at the break. Really kind of stepped in and solidified his spot. Now he's coming into this spring really as the guy for really the first time in his career. What's the conversation been about Freddie since spring has begun?
Yeah, I think the catching situation with both Fermin and Campusano is interesting. And I think one thing that we have to keep in mind is that Freddie Fermin here in 2026 is also going to be doing something that he's never really done, and that's be the bona fide number 1 catcher and be expected to play almost every day from both a catching standpoint and an offensive standpoint. And even though obviously he was highly regarded and respected in Kansas City, he also was playing alongside Salvador Perez, a Hall of Famer, right? So this is different for Freddie. It is. It's going to be different to catch and be the primary guy throughout a full season. Now, I will say the more that people talk in camp and you just look at the catching group, I think Luis Campusano is going to be relied upon a lot. I do. I think he's going to be given a chance to play. I think he's going to be given a chance to catch quite a bit. I think the Padres are going to give him a real runway. This is not going to be what happened last year. I think it's going to be very different. That's the sense I get. I think he's going to be the number 2 catcher. I think he's going to play back there, and I think he's going to be in the lineup. And the Padres are, and again, Luis has had his opportunities, but especially when you compare it to last year, he's going to get a real shot, and I don't think it's going to be short-lived. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, look, again, with Freddie kind of in a spot he's never been, I think there's a chance that, not that they're going to split time per se, but that you're going to see Campy in there quite a bit. And, I think with a different manager and coaching staff, I think the attitude towards Luis Campusano has been adjusted a little bit. And I do think, I think he's going to be a major part of their catching plan heading into the year, unless they go out and sign somebody. But, it doesn't particularly sound like that's going to happen in all likelihood. So it's kind of the overall thought right now in the catching situation with Fermin and Campusano.
Sammy Levit joining us live from Peoria, Arizona, courtesy of David P. Shapiro. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Sammy, as always, love catching up with you, brother. I will see you Monday.
Great.
Yeah, I'll be back. I'll be down there Monday, ready to roll with my coffee.
There you go. There you go.
He'll probably have you over.
Do you make the coffee on the machine in the snack room, or you bring it in?
No, they usually got a whole.
Well, Tony's allowed to use the snack room.
Right.
We're not allowed to use the snack room.
I don't.
He gets a little better coverage.
I haven't taken that step yet.
I haven't. I didn't know how to answer that at first. I was like, I don't think you have
every once in a while. I sneak into the
I think you just got to push the button and it comes out.
That's funny.
Yeah, I sneak into the cafeteria to try and get a Gatorade once in a while.
And I have
Man,
to
the looks
leave.
I get are not great. Yeah,
I'm like, you are
looks.
trespassing, sir. I'm out of here.
Yeah, it's not good. Not
Sammy,
good move.
Sammy, enjoy the rest of your day, man. Appreciate you.
All right, guys. Have a good weekend. See you.
Sam Levit. Let's get to the break. On the other side, a little Daily Gambit coming your way. More Gwynn Chris. Tony Gwynn Jr., Matt Scrape. Wow.
Matt Craby?
Chris Hello, Matt Scraby. All here. Little Daily Gambit. Headed your way. We were sitting there kind of conversating about Castellanos. His manager, Rob Thompson, came out, basically was like, proud of him for admitting. And I was telling these guys, especially particularly Scraby, that's a big deal, man. You you just can't be in the dugout with a beer or
knocking
alcohol.
One down.
Yeah, you just can't. And so Scraby not really understanding like the
I understand it, but I don't.
Scraby doesn't get why Mike Schilt can't lean over the railing and order a gin and tonic from the waitress there in the clubhouse seats during the game. He just doesn't get that for some reason.
I don't necessarily think a manager should be drinking, but a player who was removed from the game.
What the hell, huh? Okay.
But isn't it a thing where they go, like sometimes pitchers go into the clubhouse after their start and drink?
They don't come back out and like kick it with the beer in the dugout.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Like they might go up and they might have, and that's the thing. I was going to say this the other day. Like it's not crazy that happened because listen, I know dudes who used to take a shot before the game started, but it wasn't like they were like kicking it, throwing them back. Like that wasn't happening. And so you could imagine. And on top of that, it wasn't like he just went and got a beer and was like, I'm just going to chill out here.
No, he was angry about it.
He was also like wanting to have a conversation with the manager during the game with the beer. So, I mean.
Yeah, let me pop this open, Skip, and have a little chat. Who was the basketball player? What was it Latrell Sprewell or somebody like that or actually during the game bought a hot dog down at the end of the bench during an end? It wasn't Latrell.
It wasn't. Who
you know
was
what
that?
I know Mark Sanchez ate a hot dog during the game, and everybody freaked out about it.
Yeah,
how
Sanchez did it. I know an NBA. There was one NBA player who ate a hot dog at the end of the bench. That didn't go over too well either. So imagine if they had a can of beer with the hot dog, Scrape. Come on, not going to work.
Never mind. I thought I had the answer to the hot dog situation, but apparently an NBA player bought into a hot dog franchise.
No,
So-
wrong story here, buddy. Wrong story.
Yeah.
Let's get to our Daily Gambit.
Do you like money?
I think about money a lot.
Do you like money without doing anything?
Winning.
Do you want to make money while watching sports?
I think Washington is immortal luck.
Washington! Woohoo! If you answered yes, this is your segment. Just don't blame us when you lose.
Nothing is ever your fault.
It's your game. Take it.
Gwynn and Chris go through the top bets of the day in the Daily Gambit on 97.3 The Fan.
I'll get into the Daily Gambit in just a second, but I'm trying to look for this hot dog stuff.
Real quick.
Oh,
the other reason why it's a big deal. This was in, I want to say 2007. Pitcher for the Cardinals, John Hancock, got into a car accident.
His name was John Hancock?
It's Josh Hancock.
I was going to say.
Josh Hancock.
Like, wow.
He was a pitcher with the Cardinals. You know, this was when alcohol was allowed, provided in the clubhouses after games.
Well, I definitely understand that part.
So
you don't want your players drinking and driving home.
It all kind of plays into it because after the game, obviously, you're going to get dressed and
drive home.
So I mean, it all plays into it, but it's definitely not a good look. And no. I think more importantly, Nick knew it, and he was just
he was doing it for effect.
He was pressing the envelope a little bit, and he knew it.
This is when I looked up the hot dog thing over here. One of the most disturbing titles I've ever seen came up from Bleacher Report. Top 10 NBA related people we would love to see eat hot dogs. That's what Bleacher Report is doing these days. That freaks me out. Anyway,
let me sign up for that.
You want to know, Chris?
No, I don't.
All right, let's go to our bets from last night. UCSD -6.5 against UC Davis. By the way, everybody gamble responsibly. Chris and I chose Davis. Tony chose UCSD. UCSD won by 17, 68-51. So they win that one. Okay, this was maybe the worst spread I have ever seen made. USF Dons -8.5 against Oregon State. Chris and Tony chose USF. I chose against my own team. USF lost 90-63. Like, not even close. That was a bad line by whoever made that one.
Yeah.
Texas women -8.5.
Listen, they don't get very many that bad, so you could kind of.
That might be the worst I've ever seen. Texas women -8.5 over Vanderbilt. Chris chose Texas. Tony and I went Vandy. Vandy won by 16, 86-70. Then Lakers -6.5 against the Mavs. We all went Lakers. Lakers win by 20, 124-104. Who had more points, Austin Reeves or LeBron James? Reeves -1. Chris and Tony went Reeves. I went LeBron. LeBron had 28. Reeves had 17.
Come on, Austin, kick it in gear, buddy.
And then
well, he tried. I don't know if you saw this, Tony, but Austin Reeves tried to get some rebounds at the end of the game, and apparently took one away from LeBron, who was trying to get his triple-double. And the Lakers actually took a timeout to bring Reeves over to the bench and explain to him that LeBron needed a rebound. And then LeBron went back out and got his triple-double. And that's why, the critics of LeBron are out in force today because, they're saying that it was, a setup for him to get this triple-double, which is nonsense. He's the oldest player in the league ever to do it. And look, he still had to score the 20. He still got to get the assists. And if they finagled one rebound at the end of the game, so be it. Everybody does that to get a triple-double, not just LeBron James.
Just for the record, I watched the whole game. They didn't call timeout to let him know that he didn't.
Oh, they didn't? I thought they did.
No.
It looked like he went over to the bench and said, I'm sorry.
No, I think they gave him a hard time once he got to the bench. Like, hey, man, you just took LeBron's. And he was like looking around like, did I? They were giving him a hard time for sure.
Yeah, all right.
Chris, just when you can, we lost you on camera. Denny Obja. I misspelled this guy's name by a lot. I spelled Denny like the restaurant Denny's, and then I spelled Obja.
It's D-N-I, right?
D-E-N-I.
D-E-N-I, yeah.
And it's like A-B-D-J-I-V-A. So anyway, he did not play last night, so our bet is null.
I'm back. Sorry.
Nice job.
I don't know what happened.
It's okay. Sometimes it happens. Last one, USA women's hockey -6.5 against Italy. I chose Italy. Chris and Tony chose USA. USA won only 6-0.
Ooh.
So there
Italy
you go.
wins.
Yeah, Italy wins the bet.
We're going to go quick on these because there's no major ones. They're all against the spread. Start with Michigan State tonight at Wisconsin. Good college hoops game. Michigan State by 1.5 on the road. I'll start. I'll take Michigan State, but it's always tough on the road in these games. Tony?
Michigan State.
All right. It's great.
I'm going to go Wisconsin.
By the way, Michigan State has a point guard that is, I don't have his name, Sears, I think.
Yep.
He's been, Izzo almost pulled him out of the lineup because he's been playing like, quote, dirty basketball, like that kind of stuff. Izzo was calling on his own guy. And then the next game he played, he tripped somebody. And so he's like a big controversial figure now in college baskall, this player.
I got to figure
something to keep an eye on.
I got to go check this guy out. If he's tripping people.
That was like a last week thing. I think he he did end up holding him out of the starting lineup, but he's played great since then. So I guess it worked.
So it worked.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
The other, there's a little controversy around these guys. Miami of Ohio -8.5 tonight against Ohio.
Undefeated, right?
Miami's still undefeated, and they're the only undefeated team. But I read today that if they don't win their conference tournament at the end, they're thinking they will not give them an at-large berth, even though they haven't lost a game yet.
Well, that's just insanity.
But maybe it isn't. According to the people who've looked at their schedule, they haven't played anyone. But to their side, they say nobody will play them. Like they try to play games against good teams, but no one will play them because they're worried they're going to lose to them.
I don't know if I believe that either.
All right. Well, so what do you think they would keep him out if they go like 33-0 and then lose the last tournament game?
It seems like that would be pretty hard to do, but
wouldn't it?
Who knows? These cats, they're making up these rules literally as they
really
go.
Are. They really are. Oh, your undefeated season wasn't good enough. We're going to keep you out of the tournament.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
You
but the
played
North Carolina,
no Palm 5 one-ranked players or teams or something along those lines.
You know, one thing they won't have to worry about, having a Miami of Ohio athletic director in the selection meeting like last year.
Oh, that's true.
No, they
for
won't.
North Carolina.
That's true.
Anyway, after all that, they're favored by 8.5 tonight. Tony over Ohio. Don't know much about Ohio,
Yeah,
but
give me Miami of Ohio.
stay undefeated. Scraby.
I'm gonna go with Ohio to cover. I don't know if they'll win though.
All right, I'll say Miami wins. Michigan tomorrow, 15.5 over UCLA. This is at Michigan.
15.5. That's just,
because UCLA is good, and they're still being 2-touchdown underdog. One thing that'll be the highlight of this game will be whatever
Mike Cronin says.
Mick Cronin says
Mick
after
Cronin.
the game.
I keep calling him Mike. Mick.
Yeah, he is now becoming must-see TV after a game because he's always got something. It's usually about the schedule and the travel. Scraby, you're first here.
15.5 points is a ton. I'm gonna go UCLA.
Yeah, it seems like UCLA here. I'll go with them, but you never know. Michigan is capable. Tony?
They're definitely capable, but it does seem like they aren't blowing everyone out like they were the first half of the season. So I'm going to also take the University of Spoiled. Was it Spoiled?
No, that's USC.
It's USC. UCLA. That's what it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
San Diego State Aztecs men tomorrow, 7.5 over Nevada. That's tomorrow night at Viejas. By the way, we forgot to congratulate Jacob, who got our trivia question earlier. The Bryce Drew shot, if you still remember that, came against Ole Miss, and Jacob got it right, and he's going to see the Aztecs on Wednesday. But tomorrow, Nevada, 7.5. Tony?
I
was thinking on this one.
Wait, who's this? Is Nevada and who?
No, I thought the Aztecs were 7.5.
Yeah, they are. Aztecs by 7.5.
Oh, okay. That's why I was a little confused. Yeah, give me Aztecs.
Aztecs minus 7.5, says Tony. Scraby?
I'll go Aztecs as well.
I can't ever root for Alford. I go for the clean sweep there. USA win. USA men tomorrow. 3.5 goals over. It's either Finnmark or Finland.
So it's Finland.
But I think it's actually Denmark. That's a country I've never heard of. I've heard of Finnmark and Finland and all the rest, but USA 3.5 over Denmark. Scraby. Men's hockey.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
I'm gonna say USA.
USA. All right. I'm just for fun. I'm gonna take Finnmark just because of Tony. Root for Finnmark here, or not root for him, but keep it close. Tony.
I'm gonna say Denmark keeps it close.
Denmark.
Why do you guys hate America so much?
One more. We got the start of college
baseball.
baseball.
Show Denmark that I know their country's name.
That a boy, Tony. He's trying to make up to the Danes that are out there listening. Very nice of you, Tony. College baseball starts tonight. There was no spread on the Aztec game, but there is for this one. UCLA at home minus 4.5 over UCSD. UCSD opening their season at UCLA tonight. Tritons and Bruins.
They will soon be hosting Hugh Darvish's son next year, if I'm not mistaken.
Is he going to Tritonville?
It's going to be a Triton.
Interesting.
Going to Tritonville.
Tritonville.
I'm going to take UCLA. I think they're tough at home, but I have no idea. First game of the year. Tony?
UCLA.
Scrabe, you want to go Tritons?
Sure. Why not?
All right. Very good. Back to you, Mr. Gwynn.
Oh, that's it, Tony.
Shall we stretch?
I think we should go to break.
Let's go to break then. On the other side, maybe we can give you this LeBron James payoff. Who knows? We're Gwynn and Chris.
From the 855.
These things, it even tells you, hey, there's a canyon over here, don't hit it here.
Scraby from about 45 feet. His caddy tells him to play it a little to the right. He's been playing well so far today. Fourth hole. Nice smooth delivery. Hit it too hard.
Sasquatch.
So Chris says that he can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Greg. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not used to complimentary to you, but can't help but be complimentary. Your shot making today.
With my what?
Your shot making. You hit some.
These things. It even tells you, hey, there's a canyon over here. Don't hit it here.
Scraby from about 45 feet. His caddy tells him to play it a little to the right. He's been playing well so far today. Fourth hole. Nice smooth delivery. Hit it too hard.
Sasquatch.
So Chris says that he can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Greg. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not used to complimentary to you, but can't help but be complimentary. Your shot making today.
With my what?
Your shot making. You hit some.
These things. It even tells you, hey, there's a canyon over here. Don't hit it here.
Scraby from about 45 feet. His caddy tells him to play it a little to the right. He's been playing well so far today. Fourth hole. Nice smooth delivery. Hit it too hard.
Sasquatch.
So Chris says that he can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Greg. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not used to complimentary to you, but can't help but be complimentary. your shot making.
With my what?
Your shot making. You hit some.
These things. It even tells you, hey, there's a canyon over here. Don't hit it here.
Welcome back to Gwynn and Chris. We're having a good old time, as we usually do on the Friday get-together, heading into a 3-day weekend, a weekend in which Tony Gwynn Jr. will leave us and head down to Peoria, and he'll be down there broadcasting for spring training. So we'll not only have...
Bite me.
I love that one.
I got scared. I thought my phone came on.
Really? You know what? It's funny. You can make fun of me with that Lightner one there, and I'll laugh every time. I don't, even if it's 100% right.
I wasn't making fun of you. I was saying bite me to Tony because he's leaving us.
Because he's leaving us.
Is that what that was directed at me?
It was directed at you, sir.
Yeah, I still
by the
leave
way,
Sunday. So.
By the way, if you want to go back a couple segments, it was hilarious that we just kind of went over the class system on this program with Sam Levit talking about how he goes to spring training and has to go into the room to make his own coffee. And Tony's like, I don't know. I just go in and push the button. It's already there. Tony does have Gwynn access, which none of us enjoy.
It's very hard to be there in the morning and watching all of these guys come out with delicious looking food, and then being like starving, and I just want some coffee or some water. And if I even look at that door, I'm gonna get tackled.
If you want coffee, all you had to say is, "Tony, grab me some coffee."
Well, I guess
grab
you
some coffee, man.
Isn't there some coffee in the media room there?
There is, but if
I
you want the easy,
I don't need to. No, I don't need.
This is all you do right here. Just.
Oh, it's one of those. Okay, it's one of the pump ones.
Yeah, exactly.
I enjoy the looks I get on the and you're right, Scrape, because I talked earlier about I sneak into the cafeteria, but only in the afternoon when no one's around.
Yeah,
I would never dare in the morning sneak in there.
What were you gonna say, Tony?
Possible.
I was gonna say that I forgot what I was gonna say.
Okay. By the way,
we just move forward.
Just go ahead.
We got to pay off in this LeBron James thing, so we're going to do it. But I wanted to respond one more time to the idiot who criticized your dad because hitting 300 is easy. Somebody put this up there today online as part of the Tony Gwynn tribute, and they listed your dad's career batting average: 302 Nolan Ryan, 312 Tom Glavine, 314 Pedro, 390 Kurt Schilling, 429 Greg Maddux, and 462 John Smoltz. So take that, whoever thinks hitting 300 is easy. He crushed the best pitchers in the history of the game. So
it would have been a better
take that.
It would have been a I don't know, funnier, more dig if you'd have listed his statistics and then listed my man's name and then ...
Scraby will continue to give my man's name so that people can rail against him. By the way, I remember
Chris is fighting with a bot.
He is fighting with a bot.
But
but if it makes you feel better, go for it.
By the way, the real quick update: Torero's USD's playing their first game. My man Brock Ungridge, the head coach, former Aztec, Aztec for life. I don't care if he's the head coach of USD. They're up 6-2 in Charlotte right now.
Good for them. What is that, a TV game?
It's ESPN Plus, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
All right.
The
Torero's
American Baseball Conference.
Torero's stepping up. Good for them. By the way, I remember.
Never mind. I was just about to say I don't like Charlotte's uniforms, but that's besides the point.
Anyway, Chris, go ahead. We digress.
Now, I was just going to say that I remember, if I recall correctly, asking your dad the one pitcher, if anybody, that he felt uneasy against, And he admitted to saying that he felt uneasy against Nolan Ryan. But that's why I think it's funny, because he still hit 302 against the guy that he still felt uneasy against.
He had less success against, what was it, Candelaria? I think he
was tough.
He really hated facing Candelaria.
He came by way of first base, kind of the sidearm.
Yes,
thing.
he did. Yes, he did.
Yeah. All right, so here's the criticism of LeBron James. Last night he became the oldest NBA player ever to get a triple-double. And people are just calling like Fugazi right and left on Twitter and talking about how, of course, he sat out the night before against a good team, the Spurs, claimed that he had a terrible ankle, couldn't play. And then the last night he's able to make it against a lousy Dallas team that didn't even have Cooper Flag, and that the Lakers are up 25 points late in the game, and LeBron is still chasing a rebound, and that, the Austin Reeves thing happened where he took a rebound away, and then LeBron took one away from, I don't know who it was, Jackson Hayes or something, and got his triple-double and was saluted. And there's just people that just hate on this guy so much. It's all about, LeBron only cares about himself and padding stats and this and that. I just wanted to address it because anytime a guy goes for a 60, 70-point game, we think it's incredible. But there has to be a certain amount of selfishness that goes along with getting 60 or 70 points, and we never have a problem with that. So what is the deal with LeBron just has so many detractors, and I'm a little surprised he has so many right now.
I just think people are idiots, honestly. I mean,
they kind of are.
Are we
they
really arguing? And listen, you guys, I'm Kobe Bryant forever.
Yeah.
But there's no denying that this dude is like in the conversation, at the very least, of being the greatest ever. He owns every record. He's never been in any trouble. All he does is play good basketball. Now, we're going to sit here and try to nitpick the fact that, by the way, he's still playing at 41 years of age. And not only is he playing, he's playing at a level in which we're talking about him getting another triple-double. So, this is just it's idiocy on top of idiocy is what all these people who keep trying to nitpick at this guy just doesn't make any sense. It is the backwards world in which we live in.
There are some people that are the Michael Jordan club, which I'm in.
I'm in the Michael Jordan club.
Right. But that's my point, Tony. You can still be in the Michael Jordan club. Admitting that you think LeBron James is a great player does not exclude you from thinking Michael Jordan is incredible.
No.
So they both can be incredible.
Peep this, though, Chris. It is it's crazy. This is going to sound just off the charts crazy. You can like both guys.
Right. What's the problem?
There isn't anything stopping you from it.
And they are slightly different players.
Here's the other thing.
So is every other player to every other player.
Let me say
Everybody's got their own thing.
If Michael Jordan played in today's day and age, he would not be regarded the same way, right? Because the level of scrutiny you thought the scrutiny was bad when he was doing his gambling thing in 1990. Do you know what it would be like if he was out in Las Vegas the night before a game? You guys would be killing him.
Let me tell you something. Michael Jordan used to fly, I know for a fact.
And we can track your flights now, too? Oh, man.
He used to fly to Brownfield down there in Chula Vista at the border 3 or 4 times a year, take a secret thing up, and play golf with a guy named Richard Esquinas, who ran the sports arena. I know this because I was working at the sports arena when Richard Esquinas was there, and I always tried to hang around to see if I could get lucky on a Michael Jordan day. It never happened. But they used to go out and gamble on golf, and Michael Jordan owed Richard Esquinas enough money to build a whole nother sports arena. Now, I'm just saying, you're right, Tony. There would have been video of that all over the internet had that taken place now. So, fair enough to say.
All right. Is it my turn? No, it's your turn, Chris.
Oh, all right. What do we have, Scrabe? 3:30.
Countdown? Yeah.
Oh.
This is going to be one of my hardest topics.
Probably Chris and I's easiest topic.
Yeah, this is
We're gonna keep it in the basketball world. Chris Paul retired today after 21 seasons in the NBA. One of the greatest point guards ever. But is he great enough to make our countdown today in the top 5 point guards of all time? If you know what I think about Chris Paul, you'll know the answer to my question.
Yeah, number one.
Gwynn and Chris
Number one.
Gwynn and Chris continues.
From the first pitch of the year to the biggest games down.
And what is before they try, what is the heat index they're facing? Do we know? Or
Well, you could look up the Scoville on a ghost pepper.
Yeah.
It's one of the world's hottest. There's a couple of hotters.
Scoville's the measurement unit.
The X pepper and all of that.
Thanks for the education, because I did not know.
I've allowed milk and bread, but if I was asked,
tell us the actual rules of this. Like
the rule is,
see if you can do it. I guess
you guys alternate spoonfuls until one of you can't.
One of you can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
Until you can't do it anymore.
Fulls.
I will take
And
one.
the winner,
spoonful of
Scrady,
this.
has a jar of
Here it is.
a couple of my jars.
I think they
Products.
both are winners if they pass
Hold on,
this.
we're
I
the
hate to
winners.
say, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
There will be no back and forth. There will be one spoonful.
Now,
This is the one that he has right now.
The 38,
maybe.
Okay. All right.
No,
maybe.
this right here, I've been putting on some of my turkey burgers.
Good stuff.
This is hot.
Okay.
Right, and we do
All
it.
right, hold on.
Here we go.
All right. Let's
Adam's
do it.
ready.
This is a
There,
full
away he goes.
spoonful
God, he
of
does
the-
have a full spoonful
does.
for those
This is-
listening. on
this
that.
is
I'm literally sweating watching him
That's
do
a
this
full
right now.
spoon?
That's a full spoon.
All right.
That is a full
down the
spoon.
hatch we go.
All
All right.
right.
And man, he went the whole thing. He did not.
My
He did
turn?
not trickle that down the throat. He
He
just.
hasn't reached for the milk yet.
Scraby's coming over.
When does the heat kick in?
Oh,
I knew it.
When does the heat kick in?
Wow. You better go, dude.
There goes Scraby.
They
Scraby,
both
did
did.
you swallow that, Scraby? Yeah.
That is some good stuff.
It's delicious.
delicious.
We're gonna see it.
Tasty.
I'm gonna watch you now.
I'm feeling it already. I am, are you?
No.
He's
Adam's
feeling good.
feeling nothing. All right, so take another spoonful, Adam. You'll win.
Oh, come on. Now we're double dipping.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
all
you
one
can't put your
spoonful.
same
That's
spoon
not
in
what
there.
the competition's all about.
We always said
Spoonful
that.
too.
Yeah, go for
Oh
it.
yeah.
I always said that Adam Klug was kind of had a.
I at least used a different spoon. No double dipping.
All right.
I didn't know where I don't think
I
it
always thought
matters.
Adam Klug had a cold persona, but evidently it's just the opposite.
All right.
Big
He
boss
is
Michael
handling
Valenzuela
this.
in the
Wait,
YouTube
no,
chat,
dog.
by the way.
Which way though? You let half of it drip in your hand. Oh, okay.
Scraby, where are you? Let me see.
Okay.
I'm just looking at Adam, and Adam's not having any problem at all.
Look at you, Adam.
Adam is backed up.
College
But
boy.
this
I must tell you, Tony,
no.
that Adam has cashed the check.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he
he
did.
cashed
You said
his
I wouldn't
check.
be able to catch
I
you.
did.
No, you
I
cashed
sure
it,
did.
man.
You proved
cashed
me
it
wrong,
for
my
sure.
friend. I
Scraby,
gotta tell you though, this is further proof that whatever we got him with that
the
tie,
tie thing,
was
yeah, 'cause
super weak.
this is less than a 10,
he's
right?
He's over here having a difficult time.
You're turning a little red,
The time
Scraby.
was just as bad.
You're turning a little
hit me
red.
By the way,
faster.
this is delicious.
Oh my
Oh,
God!
he's
He's
going
going another
another
one. Yes. Come on, Adam. Wow,
Delicious.
you're gonna have to come back in 6 months with like an 88.
Oh.
It's 38.
We'll have to go with the higher Scoville next time.
All right. Oh, wow. Look at this guy. He's talking
Drop.
trash now.
Well, he
I haven't had a sip of milk or bread.
He hasn't even reached for it.
No, he doesn't
came out
even
of the
need the
gates
bread.
talking trash.
All right.
All right. Now
Hey,
I'm
man.
going to take another one.
What?
Well,
Why
you
are
gotta- you gotta
doing
hold
this
another
to
spoon?
yourself.
No, because I don't want.
Look,
You
look,
want
look,
Adam
look.
to say
He-
he
by
adds
the way,
wing sauce,
yeah, he
baby.
get the whole
Full spoon,
get the same
baby.
thing that like he's dropping it all in there.
Keep the studio clean.
It's all anybody's
Big
worried
boss
about.
Michael watching over here. Come on.
Woo, boy, Scrabe, get back in front of the camera. Your face is red, Scrabe, isn't it, Tony? Are you
I'm
seeing
sweating.
the same thing?
You are sweating. Your face is definitely.
Why do you keep doing this?
You're not feeling anything?
Adam isn't even
Anything?
moved over
I
there.
feel a 1 or maybe a 2 out of 10 here.
Wow.
Adam
That's ridiculous
Klug.
because I'm.
Wow.
Adam Klug is a tough
Jamie's
son
now
of a
bent
gun.
over the trash can.
No,
over
I had
there.
to spit.
I was going to say, it looks like Adam Klug may be producing the rest of the show because he's fine. Scraby may need
Scraby's
to
going to
go
bed.
get
Bed. Yeah, you know,
assistance.
want the milk, dude? It might
Frank
work
predicted
better.
that.
No.
Oh, did he?
Frank
Scraby's having
predicted that.
bread.
Oh yeah, that Adam would just cruise through this with
Frank
no problem.
predicted this.
He did.
Frank on the last show.
I
said
know you
Adam
had
would
it
have
like
no
that.
He
problem.
did.
I got a newfound respect from Tony Gwynn Jr.
Yes,
here.
you do.
So-
all right.
So Scraby has the prizes for you, Adam. You have one, a jar of the ghost
You can
pepper
have as much of this
salsa.
as you want at all
And
times.
the,
Yeah.
Mr. Lane's Roasty 38 chili powder.
You should let me have that chili powder though. I think I do. I think I would do more damage.
Started
with
off
this.
giving me the mild.
And what is before they try, what is the heat index they're facing? Do we know? Or
Well, you could look up the Scoville on a ghost pepper.
Yeah.
It's one of the world's hottest. There's a couple of hotters.
Scoville's the
Reaper
measurement
and
unit.
The
Okay.
X pepper and all of that.
Thanks for the education because I did not know.
I've allowed
Yeah.
milk and bread, but if I was
So
asked,
tell
I would
us
have
tell
said
us the
no.
actual rules of this. Like
The rule
want to see if you
is
can do it. I guess
you guys alternate spoonfuls until one of you can't.
that's
one of
not
you can't
happening.
do it anymore.
Yeah,
That's not happening.
until you can't do it anymore.
Fools.
I will take
And
one.
the winner,
spoonful of
Scrady,
this.
has a jar
Yes.
of
here it
a
is.
couple of my jars.
I think they
Products.
both are winners if they pass
Hold on one
this.
second.
I
The
hate to
winners.
say, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
There will be no back and forth. There will be one spoonful.
Now I am
This is the one that he has right now.
The 38.
Maybe.
Okay. All right.
no,
Maybe.
this right here. I've been putting on some of my turkey burgers.
Good stuff.
This is hot.
Okay.
All right, and we do
All
it.
right,
Here we go.
All right, let's
Adam's
do it.
ready.
This is a
There,
full
away he goes.
spoonful
God, he
of
does
the-
have a full spoonful
does.
for those
There's-
listening.
there's
on
no
that.
doubt.
This is
I'm literally sweating watching him
That's
do
a
this
full
right now.
spoon?
That's a full spoon.
all
For
right.
sure.
That is a full
down the
spoon.
hatch we go.
All
All right.
right.
And man, he went the whole thing.
Top 5 point guards. Chris Paul, one of probably the last remaining true point guards left, has decided
Who's
to.
a point guard now? Like, who would you say like always brings the ball up, and the offense has to start with them? I can't name anybody in the NBA, and I'll be honest with you, Tony. I'll look at the Aztec women's team. They have 3 guards. They all can bring the ball up and start the offense. It's fluid now.
Yeah, I think that's basketball. That's basketball in a nutshell. I think
LZ Harrington for the men's team, but you'll still see
that's
Miles
fluid
Bird
over there. Yeah, BJ
Yeah.
Davis sometimes.
Right.
I think, gosh, who comes to mind? Ball comes to mind. Seems like he has the ball in his hands quite often, but then it just starts to get really foggy after that. I mean,
it used to be that you could double team the point guard in the back court, and some lumbering forward would have to dribble it up, and nobody now anybody can bring the ball up. These guys are so skilled.
positionless basketball is what they like to call it.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. So let's check some traffic and get into our top 5.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com. Here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by San Diego Law Firm, fighting for your sexual harassment rights at SDLF.com. Busy start to our afternoon, especially in the North County. Northbound 15 before Miramar Way, overturned crash blocking the 3 left lanes. Also westbound 78 at El Camino Real, crash involving car and a big rig. It's over to the right shoulder. Another accident involving a car and a big rig on North 5, just past the 78. Those vehicles are over to the right shoulder. Collision on eastbound 52 at the Kearneyville Road off-ramp. Looks like maybe partially blocked. And south 125, you kind of got double trouble. There's a crash before Spring Street, blocking the right lane, then up ahead before Hammershaw, and another collision over to the right shoulder. You spoke up and suddenly your schedule changed, your hours got cut, or the pressure got worse. That's not okay. San Diego Law Firm will help you fight against sexual harassment. Contact them at SDLF.com. It's SDLF.com. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's now time for Gwynn and Chris to rank their top 5 of the day.
Gonna grip and rip as usual.
But this isn't just a regular top 5 list.
I love it. It sounds sadistic, but I love it.
This is the countdown. And it starts right now on 97.3 The Fan.
Top 5 PGs, point guards.
Yeah.
Chris Paul retired today, as we said, last of the true point guards. Now everybody's a combo guard. Everybody can bring the ball up. I mean, and that includes not just guards, forwards. And so, as Chris was saying, it's a fluid situation. So I think the thing that we're pointing out here is point guard, not combo guard, not two guard, not shooting guard, but point guard. Someone that can get a team in and out of offense, knows where to get guys the ball where they can be their best selves. And there aren't very many of those happening in today's day and age. So you might not hear any of the new guys.
Number 5.
Yeah,
should I go first?
totally agree
Who
with
wants to go first?
Why don't you go first, Gravy, since your list is probably the weakest.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
That's probably facts.
Excuse
man, I'm sorry,
me.
Scrab.
My number
I'm
5,
sorry.
and I think you guys will agree with the reason I chose him. He was my favorite character in NBA Jam. I used to throw it to him in the corner to make threes. Mark Price of the Cleveland Cavaliers. He was great in NBA Jam, and I loved it.
He was a true point guard. He's also, still number 1 or 2 in all-time free throw percentage.
Really?
He was pretty good.
All right. So
Pretty
Mark
good.
Price.
Mark Price played at the wrong time, though, to ever get anywhere near a
Yeah,
ring.
He did.
He got stopped by Jordan more than
Michael
once.
Jeffrey.
Yeah, he's put it into his try. But that's a good call, Scrab.
Thank you.
Underrated, I would say.
Thank you.
Underrated for sure. All right, I'll go next, Tony. It's your category.
Yeah, you go next.
All right, here's my number 5. This is my own personal favorite. He's not on any of these lists, but he's on my list because if you watch a highlight reel of this guy handling the basketball, you're going to love it. And there are very few players who ever handled it the way this guy did. White chocolate, Jason Williams.
Oh, yeah.
Number 5.
He was nasty.
Hey, he's not on any list, right,
No,
Tony?
no.
But he could make some incredible passes, and it's fun to watch him, so I snuck him on my list.
Number
How
5.
about Yeah.
Number 5 on my list will be Russell Westbrook.
Oh, yeah. The
he's
triple-double champ.
Triple-double champ. I think he is so disrespected in today's game. He is everything that we want every athlete to do, right? Play hard for however long you're in the game. And he has done that. I've never seen him loaf at any point, even if the game was already in hand. So Russell Westbrook is number 5 on my list.
He plays hard. Sometimes I think a lot of people think too hard.
It's crazy,
He's actually
right?
criticized for that. Yeah.
Brandon would like to say his number 1 on his list is Tony Gwynn when he was in Aztec.
Senior?
Because he
Very
still
good,
holds
Brandon.
the assist record.
He was pretty good.
Number 4.
I beat him though.
I'm gonna go with someone from Space Jam back in the day, but this player was
As
actually
Chris
good.
said, you're the weakest of the 3 lists here.
It's not weak
Okay.
because
Which
5'3"
monster was
Muggsy
this?
Bogues
Oh, okay.
was a great fun point guard because I
You're
always
going to Muggsy, huh?
Well, when I was a kid, I did not grow until I was like 15. So I was very short for a long time. And I was terrified I was going to be 5 feet tall for the rest of my life. So I looked at Muggsy Bogues as like inspiration that it's okay if you're not as tall. He still made it to the NBA. But yeah, Muggsy Bogues, 5'3", 136 pounds.
Go ahead, Chris.
Can I tell you that I did the Lakers the 2 years that Muggsy played in Charlotte, so I was on the floor for a few of his games. He was pretty impressive, Tony.
Yeah.
I got to be honest with you. You'd watch this guy and you'd be like, how is he even out on the floor? And he'd be making some hella plays, I must admit. He was
He's
fun.
61 now. That makes me feel old.
I would say that he was really, really good. And you know, when you're in high school, I don't know, this was a thing when I was in high school. They used to discourage you from thinking about being a professional. They used to tell you like the percentages and how small. I wonder what the percentages of being his height and getting to the NBA. It's got to be even less.
Yeah.
Right?
It's got to be like 0.1.
Yeah.
I don't think a
Muggsy was
5'3"
all right.
player could play in the NBA these days.
I'm pretty sure they can't. That's
You better never miss your
There was
shot
a time in the
if you
NBA that there may be like 1, 2, maybe 3 guys who were like, who at least seemed exceptionally short because of everybody else on
Yeah,
the floor.
but they're like 6 feet tall.
They're non-existent now. Steph Curry looks like he's the shortest man on the court every night, and he's like 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah, I think he's 6'3".
Speaking of Steph Curry, he probably should be on these lists, but he's not on mine because I just still think of him as a great shooter more than a point guard. So I'm going to go with Oscar Robertson. It's for the old guard. He was the first triple-double machine. He averaged it for a whole season. Nobody ever did that until Westbrook came along. So I'll go Oscar number 4. Tony?
They called him Zeke. I'm going.
Don't be putting him on a list in my presence, Tony.
I'm putting Isaiah Thomas on the list. Numero. Was this 3? Yeah,
Four.
Numero 4.
Numero 4.
He
not my favorite. Not my favorite.
He wasn't my favorite either as a Laker fan. I wasn't a big fan, but it's hard to deny how good that dude was. Another smaller guard at this time, but you wouldn't have known it. And the performance he put on against the Lakers with the messed up ankle still bothers me to this day.
Although you won that game.
They did.
They
didn't win that. They didn't win the next one, though.
No,
Right?
they won that series.
Did they win that series?
Yeah, that was game 6. He had the ankle. They won, and then they won their back-to-back in game 7 when Pat Riley guaranteed the back-to-back. So they did win that series.
Okay.
But, yeah, so you can have a happier memory of that.
Number 3.
By the way, we're broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how. My number 3. I don't think he was a part of Space Jam, but he definitely had a character, and it was that little Penny guy. Penny Hardaway was a great
Little Penny.
It was a called Little Penny.
Yeah.
I love
The
those.
Little
numbers.
Penny was his character.
AKA Chris Rock.
Yes, Chris Rock, but I'm
Chris
choosing
Rock
Penny
was the
Hardaway.
voice. That's right.
I loved Penny Hardaway growing up. I was a huge fan of him growing up, and so he's my number 3.
He had a lot of fans.
And
you know what? That little Penny character became bigger than him almost.
It was hilarious.
Little Penny was, I think, courting Tyra Banks at one point in one of those commercials. So, yeah.
I think you're right.
He wasn't just courting Tyra Banks. I think he got a couple of dates with her.
What I think we were robbed of seeing how great Penny could be. The knee injury really changed the course of his career. Now he would end up kind of getting back, to playing, but he never got back to that level. Again, this dude Penny Hardaway was special.
That was a dangerous duo with him and Shaq in Orlando.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, number 3 for me is I got to go with Stockton. It's the to watch this guy live, Tony, and watch him execute those plays with Malone, and everybody knew exactly what was coming. They couldn't stop it. There's never been a more precise passer in the history of the game, I don't think, than Stockton. He was not as spectacular as some of these other ones, but for just good, solid getting it done, Stockton. And defensively, he was an all-time leader in steals as well. Stockton, number 3.
Stockton's also my number 3, and I could not stand John Stockton. Could not stand him. And I heard a story. Gosh, I'm trying to remember the coach's name. He actually, I think, might be on a USD staff right now, but I can't remember his name. But he tells the story of Gary. His vet was Gary Payton. And he tells the story about facing John Stockton for the first time. And Gary Payton tried to warn him prior to the game. Like, listen, man, he's gonna get up in you. He's gonna be, do this and that. And he said, like clockwork, John Stockton did everything that Gary Payton said he was gonna do, and he still couldn't stop it.
No, you couldn't. I mean, Karl Malone scored all those points because Stockton put it on a platter for him time and again.
I mean,
it was incredible to watch.
And he wore the short shorts until the wheels fell. He was literally the one guy in the league still wearing them when
super
the long
hairy
shorts.
leg
Oh
short
my God.
shorts.
He's the dude that if you're playing in pickup,
You don't want to play him.
You don't want to touch him.
No.
Because you're going to end up just.
Could you imagine him wearing those
sweat
short shorts and
hair.
being skins?
Oh,
Could you imagine him being skins with those short shorts?
That's
Oh,
it's an advantage if he gets to be skins. You're not guarding him.
Ugh, that's so gross. But the short shorts must
So
be mentioned with
It
John
has to
Stockton.
be. I just went.
Who did you choose?
2.
I just said John
You
Stockton.
took Stockton.
Oh my gosh,
We
what am
both
I
did.
doing? I thought, what? Oh, you both did. That's right.
Number 2.
All right, my number 2 is a guy I wish played for the Warriors at some point, but Steve Nash was really fun to watch play point
Good one.
guard.
Good one.
Good one,
Steve-
Scrape. 2-time MVP. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, him and Amari Stoudemire and what was it, Sean Marion.
The Matrix.
The Matrix.
Some good teams.
Those are my fantasy basketball years, and so I watched a lot of Steve Nash, and he was fun to watch too. It wasn't like he was just a good player; he was also fun to watch.
How about John Stockton, Gonzaga, Steve Nash, Santa Clara?
That is
two of the greatest in history in the West
WCC.
Coast Conference. Yeah.
That's right, baby.
How about that? Number 2 for me is self-serving. But again, there's nobody I'd rather watch a video of passing the ball more than Pete Maravich. I don't know how much of a point guard you can always call him. He scored 44 points a game, but he also got 6 assists a game. But I'm putting him on here because I don't think, other than my number 1, who I think is going to be yours, but I don't think other than my number 1, anyone's ever passed the ball with more flair than Pete Maravich. And again, I would look at the videos to back me up if you don't believe it. So he's my number 2. A little bit of an odd choice, but I had to get him in.
Sorry,
we got some craziness
while
going on.
You were given that your number 2 choice, USD just, I think they turned to triple play. There was no outs. And then the ending, they were like jumping over each other.
Was it with bases loaded?
I think the bases were loaded. So we're going to see a replay of it to confirm. But
they were very excited in the 6th inning, so it had to be something great.
Right.
You guys are watching ball in the studio, and I'm missing out.
I'm sorry, man.
Pete Maravich. Everybody watch a Pete Maravich video tonight. You will be happy you did.
I had to leave Steph off, unfortunately, for the same reasons Chris did. It's hard to see him and call him a point guard. And so that left the 2 spot open for a much deserving Big O, Oscar Robertson.
Yeah.
He was the original triple-double average, the guy that originally averaged a triple-double for a whole season. That record stood until, of course, Russell Westbrook broke it. But he was one of one. One-time champ, one-time MVP, 12-time All-Star, an 11-time All-NBA selection.
The Big O. All right, Scraby, who you going to number 1? Are you going to buck the system here?
Number 1.
I've crossed out like 7 names. I'm just gonna go with my first instinct, which was Steph Curry. So
you can have him.
I was gonna go Tim Hardaway, but hold on, we're watching the triple play.
It was a line drive.
Yeah.
Bases loaded, right? Line drive to short. They threw the second to double them off, and the guy from third ran home. They threw the third, triple play in the 6th.
That's crazy. Anyway, Steph Curry, I was going to say Tim Hardaway because he was the guy who was my point guard growing up, but he didn't really do anything for the Warriors. But Steph Curry definitely did something for the Warriors, so I'll choose him.
I won't yell at you too much for that, but there's absolutely no comparison. There's no question. This is the easiest answer in basketball history.
It really is.
Tony, you know it. I'll let you announce it officially. But his nickname was Buck, by the way.
It was.
Did you even know that, Tony?
I did.
Everybody around the Lakers called him Buck.
Yeah, well, he was built like a buck.
Yeah. That's what Pat Riley called him for sure. He would refer to him as Buck in an interview, and people would be like, who's he talking about?
He was talking about Irvin Magic Johnson.
There's nobody like that guy.
Nothing.
Come on.
Revolutionized the position. He made assisting fun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to get a bucket, but he made giving a bucket look.
No, I bet you kids watching him play decided it would be fun to pass.
100%.
Right?
How could you not?
They never thought that before. The other thing about Magic Johnson that goes and must be said is that he was 6'9".
6'9".
Doing that.
Magic Johnson is part of the reason why my dad never pursued basketball beyond college.
Because he didn't think he could do that.
He thought, oh, this is where the league is going, 6'9" point guards. I'll play baseball.
I want to give your dad some props because I did get to, as you get to play with AJ and the pickups, I got to play some pickup games with your dad. And he did have a great eye for the game, Tony. As somebody being out there on the floor, he'd find you, he'd set you up. He really was a great understander of basketball and point guard. It's not just statistics.
It was.
He did know that game.
I saw him get out and back in the day when dudes used to play hoop as part of their offseason, Brady Anderson down. There was a whole bunch of guys down. And man, he can carve it up, man. He can get you to rock where you want it all the time. All right, we get to break. 4 o'clock hour on the way. Little Chris versus the fans. 833-288-0973. More Gwynn and Chris on the way.
Kicking off the second half of our Friday get-together, 4 o'clock. Crisello, Reno, Nevada for me today. Tony Gwynn Jr., Matt Scraby holding down the fort there at the Odyssey Palace Studios as we head into a 3-day weekend here. And Chris versus the fans a moment or two away. If you're just tuned in, really the shocker story of the day is what happened in the Olympics to Ilya Malinin, and that's the first time I've ever even tried to pronounce his last name. The quad god, who fell twice in his long program today and finished 8th in the event over there, the freestyle or whatever, the free skate. He was supposed to win it going away, and people are shocked all over the Olympic world today. And said the quad god, quote, "I blew it." He just did. And I guess that's what it's all about. You get out there, you have your moment, and sometimes it doesn't work out for you, and it did not work out for him today. Chris Paul announced his retirement after 21 seasons. And I don't know if we're going to get into this a little later, guys, and Scraby's Big Five's coming up, but the Big Ten came out today and is already putting together a 24-team college football playoff. Did you see this? I saw this, yeah. All right.
It's in the Big Five for sure.
It is in? Okay. So I want to talk about that because, whatever. Why do we even have an NCAA? Just let the Big Ten and the SEC do the whole thing.
According to Curb Street, Curb Street. Yeah. He said this should have been, and that should have happened. Cut off the rest of the teams. He said, let them have their own separate tournament.
Yeah. Hey, Kirk. Well, I can't say what I want to say. And by the way, we just did our countdown of the great point guards. I did want to point out for the Michael Jordan fans out there, which I am one, he played point guard one season in the NBA, Tony. I don't know if you remember this. Doug Collins actually put him on the point in 1989. And just to prove he could do it, he scored 32 a game and had averaged 8 assists. So, the old story that Jordan could pretty much do whatever he put his mind to was true.
Let's just keep it on. Let's be honest. Jordan came too early.
Yeah,
honestly,
okay.
He should have been in this league right here because there were just, I would say there were less players of his athleticism.
That's true. He would have faced a little different athleticism.
Not to say that he still wouldn't have been great. I'm not saying that at all because he would have been. His drive was what separated him. But the athlete now kind of more matches what Michael was doing in that time.
Yeah. Yeah. And as we said earlier, because we've been talking to Jordan and basketball, a lot of this LeBron criticism today after his triple-double. And,
who gets criticized after a triple-double? That's just so wild.
Well, he is. Yeah. Go on Twitter.
Him and Russell Westbrook. Oh, he's stat patting or padding his stats.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But it can be true that Jordan and LeBron are both great. It's okay. And you know what? There's room for Magic on the list, and there's room for Larry Bird on the list, and there's room for, Oscar and Wilt and Kareem. There could be more than one great NBA player.
What messed us up is this whole GOAT. It can't just be the best. It's just the GOAT. So that means you got to have one, and then it kind of pins everybody against each other. You know how it goes.
And then everybody has to argue about that. But you know what, Tony? Without it, sports talk radio. We love that stuff. So
touche.
I have some upset listeners that Chris was mad the other day when I brought up the results of the Olympics, but it's okay for him to just say it without.
Yeah, I figured that might happen today, but this was such a shocker
news.
That
it's posted on everybody's phone at this point.
It's so big that I just couldn't avoid it. You're right, Scraby, but I couldn't help it. This was just so huge.
Scraby couldn't wait to try to trip you up with that.
I know he's trying to drum up support over there. I get it.
No.
Drum it up.
No, I was just saying it because I was going to say it earlier, but then I let it go. But then when he said it again, there's a couple.
So are you really
chat.
More mad that you didn't get to the news first?
No, I'm just.
Feels like you kind of might be mad that you didn't.
It seems like
you didn't trust your instincts there.
It seems like there's some hypocrisy going on. There's some hypocrisy.
Oh, is that right?
Well, you know what I think of hypocrisy.
You love it,
I would
apparently.
I would never intentionally do it. Here's my thing, Scraby. And this isn't the 1980 Winter Olympic hockey team, but it's right up there. That USA game against the Russians was actually played at like 10 in the morning, and they didn't show it in the United States till 6 or 7 that night. But nobody watched that game at 7 o'clock, didn't know what had happened because it was impossible to avoid.
That is interesting.
The stunningness of that news
because
when they beat
that
the
was
Russians.
what 1980. So that was
there was no
way
live
before the
Olympic
internet.
Yeah, there was no live Olympic coverage at 10 a.m. But no, everybody had the word out.
So honestly, how does word spread back in the day like that? Because you don't have an internet, you don't have computers, you have you know.
I'll tell you what I did as a sports fan. There was 2 radio stations in L.A. and a couple in San Diego that gave sports updates every half hour, and you had to listen to them to find out what was going on.
I miss the old days of how things were. I kind of do.
I remember hearing. That's how I heard the news that Shaq had been traded from the Magic to the Lakers. Was in the middle of like the half. With 30 minute mark.
30, yeah. Well, yes. At 690, we used to do them at the top and the bottom of the hour.
That's why I heard it too. Was 690.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was the way it was. All right, we're going to get into Chris versus the fans here. Scraby, why don't you read the rules or the
prize?
Whatever you need to do.
Yes, the
Whatever
prize.
you gotta do, man. Figure it out.
It's the last day that we're going to qualify anyone for this, but you will be qualified for a shot at 2 tickets to 9 Inch Nails at Pechanga Arena on March 9th. I'll give you the rules on the other side.
If you had one shot, one opportunity to take down the human almanac himself,
howdy do.
Now is your time.
Listen to me, this guy is dangerous.
Now is your opportunity to win a prize.
Well, I hope you know what you're in for.
Chris versus the fans starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right. Brandon says it's like why he hates award shows in the day of social media because the winners come out on social media before he's able to.
It killed award shows, by the way.
What does it matter?
Because there was a time where you couldn't wait to get home to watch to see who won. But now there's no need because it comes across your phone before you even get there.
Yeah, I mean, the ESPYs did anger me quite a bit because they keep tape delaying for whatever reason in this day and
at this
age.
point, if you're tape delaying, you're
giving up on life. You're just giving up on the West Coast.
Because everybody's going to tell everybody what happened anyway.
Yeah, I'm just surprised, Scraby, that you don't mind going home and watching, say, a Monday night game, football that you already know the final score of.
Well,
that
I don't.
Doesn't interest
That's the
me
thing
anymore.
about football is Monday Night Football, I don't know the score. It's happening as I'm going home, but
okay, but I'm trying to give you an example of something.
Okay.
But you would, if you did, like if I did, me, when I delay a tape a game or DVR a game, and then if I hear the score,
by the way,
18, yeah,
18,
yeah, I know. If I hear the score, I just delete it off the DVR. There's just no reason for me to watch.
Do the same thing with Laker games. If I catch the score, it's well, there goes that.
I know I'm a little bit different because even TV shows, if someone accidentally gives away the end of a movie or something, then I immediately start watching that movie to see how they develop it.
You're weirdo. You're weird.
Yeah, you're weird. We've already established
there's
that.
no
Tony.
getting around it at this point.
We've already established that.
I am a spoiler-free. I don't care about spoilers except for the ESPYs, apparently. You have to make it through 3 questions. Each question is going to get more difficult. If you get the question right, you move on. If you get it wrong and Chris gets it right, you are eliminated. But if Chris gets it wrong, then you move on to the next question or you win. If you're a first-time player, let us know before you get into it, and you'll get that question for free today. Let's go to our first contestant, Dan the Man.
Hey.
What's up, the man?
Hello, Dan.
All right, Dan.
How are you guys? I got to tell you, I'm so upset that you broke this news about Ilya.
You were looking forward to seeing the Quad God in person or on TV?
Well, I'm on my way to pick up my wife at the airport, and we were going to watch it tonight. And I was
well.
Yeah.
You killed me.
Well, you can
But
still.
that's okay. She doesn't know.
I was about to say, you can still pretend that you don't know what's happening.
You know something, Dan? You should you can have some fun with it. when he starts his gets ready for his routine, you can say, God, I have kind of a funny feeling. He doesn't look right warming up.
You like how Chris is
then
trying
she'll
to
blame me.
that he doesn't win.
She'll blame you.
That's a good point.
No, I owe an apology, Dan, for those who really had their hearts set, but I chose to give this news because it was just too big. But I understand your frustration.
All right, let's
rules for thee, or rules for me, but not for or whatever it is. You know what I'm talking about.
You messed it up. Sorry.
I did. Dang it.
Let's get to the first question.
Rules for me, but not for thee. There it is.
Okay. There you go. Oh, yeah. If you're going to criticize me, get it right.
All right, well, you're absolutely right about
that. Which Denver Nugget was the last to have back-to-back MVPs?
Is that Jokic?
Nice.
I think so.
On to question number 2.
I wouldn't even be surprised if he's the only Denver Nugget to win MVP.
That might be true.
Call another one.
Yeah, I mean,
it's offhand.
Did Alex English win one day?
Carmelo?
Carmelo didn't win one.
He didn't win one.
No.
Interesting.
Kiki Vanderway. How about what is the main difference between skeleton and luge?
Skeleton, they're going head first, and luge, they are laying on their back.
Nice job.
Nice job,
You're an
Dan.
Olympics guy. I can feel.
Yeah, that's probably why he was generally upset.
For me, I was going to watch the skeleton tonight.
yeah?
I didn't know how it worked.
Oh, yeah?
Here we go. Question number 3. The last one we've asked.
Yes, we have.
How many teams are playing in the upcoming?
Start the question. For that was my fault.
How many teams are playing in the upcoming World Cup?
Geez. Let's go with 36.
It's going 36.
36.
Stay there.
I think he's close, but I think it's 8 groups of 4. So I'm going to go 32, but they may have changed up on me.
36, 32. Also incorrect.
Hold on. Let me just confirm this. Let me just confirm this.
You know what's up when he goes, hold on. And this is without even
because we got 2 different answers.
This is without even any objection from
right.
Chris.
No, I didn't even object. I was willing to give it over to Dan.
See,
all right.
That's right.
So 32 and 36, both wrong. They just changed it. The number is 48.
Yep.
48?
Remember, I don't know, we talked about this maybe last year about the expansion of the World Cup, and there was
Stay there, Dan.
people upset that it felt like they were diluting it, and
Yeah, they're letting anybody in now.
FIFA's feeling like we're giving more countries a chance. That's how they're couching it.
I mean, they added 16 teams in one go.
Which means there's gonna be some early blowouts. Like remember what was it? A couple years, or was it women? That the Women's World Cup where they blasted that team and people were like,
remember Chris was so angry at the Americans for winning by like 8. I cannot ever forget this.
They're piling on.
They're going to be
so mad.
They're going to be doing. There's going to be some more of that here with this
Showing
expansion.
No class at all.
That's exactly what the argument was.
All right, Dad, hang on. We get to break. When we come back, we'll get some traffic first, and then more Gwynn and Chris on the other side.
Let me see. I'm deleting. Traffic will be at the end of the break, everybody.
We've all been there. Sleepless.
Is it you or Tony?
Tony.
Oh, it's Tony.
It is Friday.
I told Tony no.
I knew there was a mix-up there.
Welcome back. Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Ello, Matt Scraby. Aztec baseball in action tonight. Shout out to Kevin Vance looking for his first win as a head coach, first win as an Aztec. Hopefully he gets it done. USD currently up 7-3 in the 8th. They are on the road. Is it University of Charlotte or Charlotte University? Do we know?
I think
it used to be North Carolina Charlotte, and then they just called
they
themselves
dropped to North Carolina,
Charlotte.
huh?
They made the Final Four in basketball way back when. They had a forward whose name you may remember, Tony, played with the Celtics by the name of Cedric Cornbread Maxwell.
Oh, yes, of course. If you're a
Pretty
Laker
good
fan,
Celtic.
you can't stand Cedric Cornbread Maxwell.
Yes, he had a big finals one year against the Lakers, but he was on UNCC. They made the Final Four, but now they're just Charlotte. So I don't know if it's University of or what they do. I don't know. I don't know.
Can I butt in with a topic?
Yeah.
So this Emmanuel Clase thing is getting crazier and crazier. Now they have identified that he actually threw, and they're calling him rigged pitches, which I don't like the term for that. But
what else don't you like, Scraby?
I don't know. It just sounds weird. They're
like
saying that
the
he
term
threw
for that.
a rigged pitch in a playoff game in the ninth inning. Two pitches in a playoff game in the ninth inning of the playoff game, and they have video of it. And it's getting worse and worse for him. And I read yesterday Luis Ortiz, the other guy who's accused with him.
Isn't there some cold stuff right here?
He's like, get me out of this.
No, what he's doing, Luis L. Ortiz. Don't you forget. His lawyers are basically going to try to pin his acts on
Clase.
To Clase.
They're saying that Luis L. Ortiz was also duped by Clase.
Right.
And he is only alleged to have thrown 2 rigged pitches, while Clase has thrown over 250 rigged pitches. And so they're trying to get him out of this.
I only had 2 of these things, and it was because
and he talked me into it.
Cold game out there.
I mean, can you imagine what would be your reaction if you found out a teammate was throwing rigged pitches in a playoff game? They ended up winning this game.
We're probably fighting.
You're fighting.
Yes. I mean, that's not something I'm gonna keep to myself at this point. I'm telling all my teammates. Like, this cat is out here rigging pit. I would say rigging. I don't like that word either.
Like throwing.
He's purposely throwing pitches in order to make himself some extra cash or his friends some extra cash.
Yeah.
Those are dudes. First of all, dudes have spent that much time with one another, and you've given up time from your family. You get to this point in the season, a dude is playing around like that.
Not only does that hurt the team, but it just hurts everybody individually. It makes the Guardians organization look bad.
I don't know if in all honesty, I don't know if there's locker rooms like that anymore where it could get physical based off of acts like that. I think we've kind of moved away from that.
What you got, Chris?
I don't have much to add. I think you're hit it. I mean, this is just such a bad deal. I mean, I just hope it's the only thing. I hope it's really isolated because it scares me that it's not.
It really opens your eyes to how easy it could be done with the prop betting stuff. I mean, I know they've made the steps to try to curtail it, but it's that easy. It really is.
I do like the I don't know if it's in law yet, but they're saying that pitches or bets that can be altered by one individual are not going to be made in the state of Ohio.
Good.
Which is where Cleveland Guardians are.
That's where all of these. Yeah. That's where everybody needs.
So
to get
you can't bet anymore. They're trying to get it so you can't bet anymore on a pitch, but you have to have you can bet on stuff that requires multiple different people involved to win that bet. But yeah, it's not good, and he did not make enough money, in my opinion, to throw away his entire career. It's less than $500,000.
I mean, even if he had, is it worth your reputation at this point?
No, this is bad.
I mean, Cleveland Indians fans / Guardian fans are like, right now, they're just looking at the thing going, man, it's hard enough for us to win the World Series. Now we had this guy.
Now we got this guy.
I spent a little bit of time trying to figure out who San Diego State was playing today. Long Island University.
Oh yeah, LIU.
I couldn't figure. I was like, LIU. What is it?
Oh, you didn't know
I
that?
couldn't figure. I was like, LIU. Where is that? It's Long Island University.
Long Island.
3-game set. It's a private university in Brooklyn.
They got a cool nickname, but I can't think of what it is offhand.
It's Sharks.
No,
that's what it says. Finley the Shark is the mascot of Long Island University.
Okay,
but they also have a picture of a hawk, so I don't know. No, it says our new mascot is the shark. I don't get that.
Changed it from a hawk to a shark, huh?
Yeah, they're in Long Island. I mean, I know there's an ocean right there, but I guess there's great whites, but I'm not necessarily thinking of sharks.
I believe that it's in Brooklyn, which is part of Long Island.
Which we see sharks run around there every day.
Running around there every day. Huh?
Well, I mean, they have to be on land.
Interesting.
We're giving people way too much information, but it is in Brooklyn. And if you want to be a nurse or a pharmacist, it's a hell of a place to go. There you go.
I mean, pharmacists. I have a friend who's a pharmacist. It's a lot of school and all that, but they make great money.
You don't like school? You went to like 7 of them.
I went to a lot of schools. I do not like school when I'm there for like 8 years, like I was. No, I wasn't there for 8 years. I was there for 5.5. It took me a little bit longer. I was a drinker. Okay.
Yeah, you were. Let's get to
there went that segment. That's how to screw up a 15-minute segment there. Nicely done.
Let's get to break. On the other side, Scraby has a big 5. He's kept us away from stories because this big 5 is so
good.
good.
We wanted to talk about all this stuff.
Okay, we can next. All right.
More Gwynn and Chris.
Hi, welcome back. 4:34. By the way, I learned something today, guys. I learned that Reno, Nevada is the same time as San Diego, California. I thought it was going to be an hour ahead, but I'm not.
He did say this to me the other day, and I was like questioning everything. I was like, it's in the same time zone.
News and information that probably nobody really needs, but I'm giving it to you anyway.
Why did you think it would be an hour ahead, though?
I don't know. I just thought since we're going east, we'd be at least an hour ahead, and I'm wrong.
Going east? You're going north.
Reno, you're right. You know what? That's the old line. Reno, Nevada is actually west of San Diego.
Really?
It is.
Because
if you look at where it is,
I'm gonna go look
that's
at
an
Reno
old.
right now.
That's actually an old thing. I forgot about it. Yeah, Reno. We actually went northwest today. Interestingly,
that is
all right. Way more information than everybody needs. And here's some more. What you might find useless information after traffic and Scraby's Big Five.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com. Here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by Creative Repipe. Well, some trouble in Mission Valley, westbound 8 for the 805, an accident blocking the 3 right lanes. 4 or 5 vehicles involved in that. Got a collision on eastbound King Freeway near Massachusetts, but does not appear to be blocking any lanes. And speeds are slowly getting back to normal on northbound 15 up to this earlier accident near Miramar Way. That has been cleared out of the left lanes. Don't wait until that water leak in your home becomes a flood. Call Creative Repipe for whole house repipes. Get a 20% discount plus a lifetime warranty. Free estimates with financing available. Visit creativerepipe.com. That's creativerepipe.com. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's that time of the show when we check on the latest in sports. Only the most important topics and questions are brought to light.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
These news stories will astound and amaze you. The one, the only.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
The Big Five starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, I got to bring up this again that we talked about yesterday because I received some messages saying they could not believe that you guys were okay with this. So I came up with a scenario.
So you're going to try us again?
Yes. I'm going to.
I might bring up differently today. It's a new day. We'll see.
Well, maybe my scenario makes you feel different. I'm going to bring up yesterday's topic, which is the Seahawks and Rams game in the regular season. A Seahawk 2-point play on the field was called dead and ruled a failed 2-point conversion. But right as the teams were lining up for kickoff, the ref stopped play and initiated a review. It was overturned, and the Seahawks got the 2-point conversion and went on to win. Later turns out that the Prime Video rules analyst called the NFL offices to tell them that they made a mistake on the rule, which led to the referees reviewing the play and giving the Seahawks 2 points. And they ended up winning the game, and some say that's what gave them the Super Bowl.
So you brought it back to us.
No, here's the situation. You tell me if you'll be okay with it. Padres are tied in the 8th inning. The third out of the opponent's inning in the 8th was a play at the plate. The player was called out, which kept the game tied. The teams go out, switch sides, warming up. But our guy Mike Winters in the booth calls up the replay people in New York and says, hey, you missed something. Then right before the inning is about to start, the umpires call that they need to review the play. They come back, they say the runner is ruled safe, and the Padres lose. Chris, would you feel some type of way?
Yeah, if all that happened, but
that's what happened in the Seahawks game.
It's not exactly
the same
what
scenario.
happened.
It's the same scenario. Points and runs are the same.
Yes, from that standpoint, it is. But there's not a mechanism in baseball that allows you to call the league office and
I don't think Terry McAuliffe.
You don't know, though. You just are assuming that they can't do that. Or
he's not an official.
He's already a part of the game. He is literally
an official.
He is
the eye in the sky?
No, he's the TV
He's the TV
announcer.
official. He's a TV announcer. You mean to tell me that you don't think a broadcaster in a baseball game has impacted a replay at some point in time? Since we've been doing it?
I don't know.
How
would that happen, though?
Because we got a whole studio in New York that's listening and watching every game. You don't think that's something that's said there?
It definitely hasn't worked for the Padres because things have been overturned in areas where everybody's like, this is not going to get overturned.
That's just the way it's fallen in these particular cases.
Thing. Let me say this, Scraby. Let's say I agree with you 1,000%.
All right, thank you. Let's go.
Terry McAuley shouldn't have got involved. The Seahawks shouldn't have won the game. The Seahawks shouldn't have won the Super Bowl. What the hell are you going to do about it now?
Well, no. The thing is,
that's
I'm
what
not
I don't get. What do you want to do?
No, here's
so
what I'm looking for. Here's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a rule that says the guy who's doing the TV replay can't call the New York officials for them to replay a thing that they didn't even know existed until after the fact. I don't care about them going on to win the Super Bowl.
Where is that article that where'd you find that?
It's Mike Florio, Pro Football Talk.
Good old Mike Florio, always stirring the pot.
He is stirring the pot. Also, it was on a couple other places as well.
Okay.
But the messages that I received were shocked, and I am still shocked that you guys do not see the issue with a non-official affecting the outcome of a game.
I just said I might agree with you, but I don't. It's over. It's like you can't take away the Super Bowl based on something that happened a month and a half ago.
I guarantee if this was the Dolphins,
I don't have
Chris
a problem with it. My man is a part of the game, whether it's via TV. It's different to me when the folks from home were calling the golf people and telling them, "Hey, that's different to me. This is not the same." They have brought this former official in to be a part of the broadcast, which is certainly a part of the game. That's how we know most of the things that happen is because they're telling us what's happening.
I don't even know what to say. And Nate says if it wasn't the Seahawks or KC, you wouldn't care. That's not true. I said the Seahawks were the best team in the NFL, and the best team in the NFL won the Super Bowl.
I don't think you would.
And I like this edition of the Seahawks.
I don't think you would have brought this back a second day in a row if it wasn't the Seahawks.
No, I probably wouldn't, but the messages that I got.
It's really bad, Tony. Get ready to answer this again on Tuesday next week. And I'm just going to keep trying.
Now I'm just going to, and I swear, if anything ever happens to Chris's team and he has any sort of anger towards it,
are you trying to get me to feel that maybe the Dolphins in the history of time have been hosed out of a game? Believe me, they have. I mean, you're making it sound like a bad call has never cost any team a game.
You're not
happens almost every
understanding.
day.
It's not the call itself that happens. It's the guy who works for Amazon Prime who said, "Hey, NFL, you guys missed the call. Go back and get it."
Are you going to tell me that he has some skin in the game in terms of who he wants to win?
Oh, no. I don't believe
then
that.
what difference? He's an official. He recognized something.
He's not an official.
He is an official.
He's a TV announcer.
He's the official for was it NBC?
Prime. I just said
for
it
Prime
like
Video.
5 million times, bro.
He's the official for Prime Video. And he's a former official. So it's not like he's not just making up this story that's happened. It's
I'm
a
not
real
saying.
rule.
But is he being paid by the NFL to officiate the game? No.
Well, he gave him an assist. Deal with it.
Number 4.
And I really don't even care because this was a Seahawks-Rams. No, I don't care about the Seahawks part because this is a Seahawks-Rams game, two of my mortal enemies. And I'm sticking up for the Rams here.
I don't know what answer you want because I said that I might agree with you, but it's too late. It doesn't matter. You don't like that answer. So I'll try this one. They should disqualify the Seahawks. They should disqualify for the Rams
now
for
you're
bringing
being
it up.
ridiculous.
And they should
make the
disqualify
49ers
Mike
the
Florio, too.
champions.
Actually, they didn't. The Rams never brought this part of it up. Mike Florio brought this part of it up.
Yeah, well, I don't even believe Mike Florio half the time either.
Yeah,
so.
that's also true.
Oh, my gosh.
Number 4.
The guy works for Pablo Torre, so he's got a little bit of,
I don't think he works
there.
for Pablo Torre.
Well, with him.
I think Pablo Torre works.
By the way,
no, I don't think he does
I
work
flipped
for him.
on MSNBC the other night, and I was watching coverage of the fallout from something or other in the politic world, and Pablo Torre was on there.
He is everywhere right now.
He's everywhere, yeah.
Number 4.
All right, we've talked about this too, but the Phillies released Nick Castellanos, even though they owe him $20 million for the final season of his $100 million 5-year contract. He posted a 4-page handwritten letter, as we've talked about, blah, 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 blah. Rob Thompson, the Phillies manager, came out and said, quote, I'm proud of him because he owned up to what he did. And hey, we all make mistakes. Nick had helped us out in a lot of ways here. He's had some big hits and big plays and helped us win a lot of ball games. So I do wish him all the best, end quote. Tony, you're up first here. Does Nick Castellanos offering this up on his own help get him another job?
I don't think this was keeping him from getting a job, to be honest with you. I told you Rob was going to feel this way yesterday when you asked about this, when we talked about this a little bit. I think, first of all, $20 million, getting paid $20 million to make you a little more mature, make you look back at your past discretions and maybe feel the need to say sorry. On top of that, I think it's probably therapeutic for him, but I don't think it's stopped. I don't think this is what's stopping him from getting a job. I think his production and kind of the decline that we've seen, or we heard Chris talk about yesterday, probably has something to do with it. And I think he'll be on the team. It's just a matter of time, trying to get that price as far down as they can get it.
I mean, it takes a lot for a guy to admit his mistakes. So this is a big deal in my mind.
He knew he was out of pocket when he was doing it. But at that time, he was so frustrated, he didn't really care.
He thanks Howie Kendrick.
He was so mad that he knew he did something he knew was wrong, and he was like, I'm just going to take
knew as he asked for the El Presidente in the clubhouse, in the cup.
He knew what he was doing.
He knew what he was doing. And so when he got down there, and then on top of that, it's funny to me as I think about the sequence of things that happened, right? He asked for the Presidente. They probably just gave it to him because they know he's out of the game. He's probably going to stay up there. Where's he going?
No, he's going back to the Dugout. Oh, no.
And so and now, on top of that, he popped the seat right next to the manager to talk.
Yeah, he didn't even try to hide it.
No, he was mean. He wanted him to see it.
He did.
Tell me you never did something this crazy dumb. I once stole my mom's car because a friend called at 1 a.m. and wanted to hang out and talk, and I happened to be awake and had no way to get there.
Friend?
Was this friend of the other opposite sex?
Friend. All right.
Did you call them and say, you up?
I don't know why I bring up with anything.
Go ahead with your story.
I'm just trying to explain. I stole my mom's car, and I was prepared to deal with the consequences. I knew it was wrong, but I did it anyway.
I was terrified of my parents. I couldn't imagine.
Oh, me too.
Stealing.
Now that I
stealing
just
one
said
of their
that,
cars ago. Oh my God.
Now that I just told that story, my mom may rise from the grave
and come get you.
Get me back.
There was okay. So here's a drunk story that I had. I was 18. My parents had just put the deck into the back of our house, and it was just the concrete was just poured. I had a big party, and I told them I didn't. But then when they walked outside, they saw a bunch of shoe prints in our brand new concrete because I was an idiot. I, for the longest time, denied this. I can tell you right now, they knew it was me.
Your shoe print is in the concrete?
Just my friends,
Oh, my
everybody.
gosh.
There was just a bunch of shoe prints. So the answer is to always come clean because you're going to get caught.
Yeah. I did the old concrete shoe print thing too accidentally, and I tried to deny it. It's a stupid denial, by the way.
It is because they're like
they buy shoes for you this whole time. They know what size shoe you wear.
Yeah, we still have the footprints in the concrete.
I often tell my wife this, because I have an 18, a 17, a 15, and a 10-year-old. It's often funny to me how when they tell us something that my wife and I know isn't true, that they actually think it's a believable thing.
They also think they're telling you something you've never heard of before.
Exactly. It's so
and it
hilarious.
Turns out it's something you tried to do yourself.
100% of the time, too.
Yeah, my mom always used to say, "You think I'm stupid."
My middle daughter Jordan hates when I said, "You must think I'm an idiot, don't you?" Because I say it to her all the time.
Because yes, we did pull those same things.
Number 3.
The Big Ten is circulating an internal document that lays out what a 24-team college football playoff would look like, including the elimination of conference championship games, a 23+1 selection model, and an additional weekend of on-campus CFP home games. The CFP format is going to remain at 12 teams for 2026, but they're trying to get more. And the Big Ten is trying to take a hold on this whole thing. The document includes other interesting details, such as the committee being tasked with not having any rematches in the first round. So, Chris, are you going to back the Big Ten on this?
Yes, because I back the Big Ten and the powers that be in college football, the ones that don't care that San Diego State even exists. I back them all the time, Scravy. So why wouldn't I back them on this?
Because they had the +1. They had the +1 just in case.
Yeah, right. So now there's going to be 23 teams before we can get to the Aztecs in the tournament. I hate Kirk Herbstreit, and I don't want to agree with him. But the more that, we're getting closer and closer, guys, to where they're just going to break away and do their own tournament. They just are. So this is another step in that direction, I believe. I think it's a fugazi that they're still throwing the bone out to the one group of 6 team to get a spot. And if you look at the contract, the TV deal expires in 2031. So I basically am saying we've got 5 years for the group of 6 teams to win a game in the playoff so that there's some thought of keeping them around in the future. Otherwise, the Power Four just going to break away completely, I believe. So, no, I hate this, but
I knew you would.
I'm not surprised.
Tony, are you going to back the Big Ten on this?
Give it to me again.
They want a 24-team playoff. They want certain things like the committee. They don't want any rematches in the first round. They want more on-campus
Any
college
rematches
football.
from the regular season.
I'm guessing,
Okay.
yes. On-campus
that's
CFP
true.
games.
They don't want, like, Old Miss to play LSU in the first game because
Yeah.
they just played in the,
So, are you going to back this, Tony?
No.
Okay.
I'm not backing it. I don't want the Big Ten to get what they want. Even though they probably will get what they want when it's all said and done, as Chris said.
They will.
I don't know if the SEC
But
has
I'm
going to
be a part of the resistance.
All right. You know what? I back you, Tony.
Number 2.
The NFLPA is no longer going to compile team report card rankings after the NFL prevailed in its grievance filed against the PA, according to Adam Schefter. The NFL released a statement on Friday, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, after each year, players rank their organization on the building, on health, on amenities, all of that stuff. And
it's a poll that the Jets come in last every year.
keep that in mind, everyone. The NFL released a statement today saying, quote, "We are pleased with the decision from the arbitrator upholding the parties' collective bargaining agreement and prohibiting the NFLPA from disparaging our clubs and individual through report cards, allegedly based on data and methodologies that is steadfastly refused to disclose. We remain committed."
It's not that hard.
We remain committed to working in partnership with the NFLPA and an independent survey company to develop and administer a scientifically blah, 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 blah. In response, the Players Union said the ruling upholds our right to survey players and share the results with players and clubs. And they said it's not going away. While we strongly disagree with the restriction on making these public, that limitation does not stop the program or its impact, so they're still going to have it internally.
Leaks.
Leak, yes.
Leaks.
Yeah, we're not going to make it public. Dolphins first.
Dolphins are first.
They were pretty good last
They
year.
were. They get A's. Tony, what do you think about this?
I think it in some ways it kind of pokes holes in the whole socialist thing we were talking about yesterday.
Oh, yeah, this
with
is
the
dictatorship.
NFL. Right? Because an owner who was salty about his own players and how they graded.
Are we talking Woody Johnson of the Jets?
I don't know who. I'm not mentioning any names. I'm just saying there's some owners out there that are salty about this. Because granted, this comes on the heels of possibly, of the last report that had some, I don't know. We covered it for a couple days in terms of some of the bad grades that were given out. Woody Johnson being one of the owner of the Jets.
Yeah, he got thrown under the bus, but he deserves to.
I'm saying if your player. It was clear when the players think you've done a good job, they say so.
Yeah.
But when they think you've done a hogwash job, they also say so. And you got to have tough enough skin, or at least be, I don't know,
willing to change.
Exactly. so that they may change their thought on it.
Hey, my first thought was, oh man, my players hate everything I do. Maybe I need to do something.
Maybe I need to get some
change.
better food. Maybe I need to get a family room that actually hosts these families.
Maybe I need to give up the team.
Well,
Tony or Chris, what do you think?
Well, it's just interesting that the statement said that, it allows the players to disparage our clubs. It also allows the players to compliment the top of the group clubs. So they, and yes, it's just another thing that takes away accountability in this world.
Yeah.
If you're not good, you should own up to it.
Yeah, I agree. We still got one more to go, and it's about Bronny James. He was being interviewed, and he said something during his interview.
I love this. This is great. This is a great one.
Immediately made me think of Tony, but I was like, you know what? I don't know what I would do in this situation.
It's a very good number one. I'm looking forward to this.
We'll talk about this when we get back on 97.3 The Fan. I actually got in trouble once when I worked at the bank for looking up a celebrity, and it was totally wrong on my part. Totally wrong.
Looking up their account number?
Just I searched her name in the account system, and
Scrappy, what is wrong with you?
I was like 19.
You'd be better off.
You would be better.
You'd be better off admitting that you wore your underwear inside out. Frankly,
This guy is just searching up people's accounts.
It only happened that one time because I got caught.
How did you get caught?
The account was flagged, and anybody taking a look at it gets logged. And so I got called into the boss's office like 3 days later.
What did that come? I'm sorry, I gotta ask, but nobody's supposed to be doing this preview. What did that conversation? How did it go?
Well, why were you looking up Paris Hilton? Is that who it was?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Oh my!
I can neither confirm. That's really funny, Chris, that you just yelled out that name out of all names.
No.
But I walked in. I got called into the office, and I sat down. And all my boss. I loved her. She was great. Her name was Sharon. Amazing boss. She just slid the piece of paper in front of me.
You knew.
Said, "Did you visit this account?" And I looked. Yeah. She was like, "We're gonna have to write you up for this, and if you do it again, we're gonna have to fire you." And I said, "I'll never do it again." And I got out of there as soon as possible. I took everything, but it was not good. Not good.
Just curiosity, huh? He's like, I wonder how much they have in their account.
Yeah. I mean, before I got caught, I did look up athletes. And,
oh my God! I'm so glad you're sitting in this seat now.
Yes, I'm so happy you're not doing any job that can be dangerous to people's futures.
This was in the first year that I was there. I learned my lesson thoroughly.
Chris, as I said, as soon as they walked in, there was like,
yeah,
that's our guy right there.
That's our window.
We're gonna take him down.
Yep.
Just lucky I didn't get caught for like. I can't even say. I'll tell you guys off break whose account I saw and how much money they had sitting in their checking account.
And this was how long ago, too, by the way?
2009, 10. Way before I became a good person.
Didn't Bank America getting in trouble? Or was that it was one of those banks got in trouble?
All of them get in trouble for selling information. But
I heard folks like you.
I wasn't selling any information. I was just wanting to see what was going on.
Curious.
I didn't check their account activity, which I could have. Been like, oh, they bought this here. I'm going to go up there. I'm not that creepy.
Well, that's stock.
Oh, yeah, you're not that bad.
I'm not that creepy.
This is amazing, by the way. We're supposed to be doing.
How are we supposed to do baseball picks under these
I don't think we can
circumstances?
anymore. I think we gotta push it. You guys never did it? Well, I mean,
no, Scrappy, we didn't. We didn't
really. Okay. Like you work at a bank, you're looking at people's account information.
That's
unbelievable.
It only happened for a little bit, and then I got
for a little bit.
I can't stop laughing at this because it is quite hilarious, Scrappy.
But you were saying that I may have gotten robbed or whatever. I actually did get robbed when I worked in San Francisco, and they're called quick change artists.
How long did you work in the banking industry?
8 years. I was a teller supervisor when I finished. I was also the merchant teller, which took in around $150,000 in cash a day. Guess what? Always balanced at the end of the day.
Yeah, I bet.
But there was a guy who walked in. He had about $5,000 in hundreds, and he handed it to me. He said, "Can I get 50s for these?" And I said, it's pretty annoying that he wants
$5,000 in hundreds.
In hundreds, and he wanted $5,000 in 50s. He just wanted 50s instead of hundreds. So I had to go get it from the vault. I come back. I'm starting to count it out. And then he's he's like starting to ask me questions as I'm counting it
He's
out.
trying to
And then
what did I tell you, Chris? This is what I'm talking
Hey,
about.
That window right there.
Hey, this guy was so good that no one saw it coming. But so when I started getting mad at him because I counted out the 50s, he goes, "What are you doing?" I asked for 20s. And I'm like, what? You did not ask for 20s. You asked for 50s, bro. Yeah. I had to go to the vault to get those 50s. And as I was getting all mad and talking to my boss, he took the cash off the counter and put it into this folder that he had on the thing that
the original 5,000 in hundreds.
Yeah, well, he kept going like that, and then I was so mad, I just grabbed it and I threw it in my drawer. And then he was like, "You know what? I'm out of here." And he walked out. And then at the end of the day, $3,000.
He got an extra 3 on you.
$3,000. Yeah, he got $3,000.
The thing about criminals like that, they can sniff out a mark really easy.
I'm not a mark.
You are 1,000%.
I was actually the bank's
dog. They got you for 3 extra.
And that's the only time in my 8 years that I ever had anything happen like that.
I'm sure there are people who've been there 8 years that never had 0 taken.
Scrape, I got a 20 here. Can I get 5 5s, please?
I hate you guys.
Let's get to
that was one of the worst moments of my life, but you know what? It taught me a lot. Never trust anyone ever again.
You know what? You definitely have learned because you don't trust very many people.
I don't trust anyone anymore.
You are.
I actually got in trouble once when I worked at the bank for looking up a celebrity, and it was totally wrong on my part. Totally wrong.
Looking up their account number?
Just I searched their name in the account system. And
what is wrong with you?
I was like 19.
You'd be better off.
Cool.
You'd be better off admitting that you wore your underwear inside out. Frankly,
this guy is just Friday the 13th. Whoa. Tony Gwynn
I just
Jr.
want you guys to know what a life I live on the road.
Oh,
Explain.
Tony never talks about how great the Padres treat him, but I want to tell everybody how great the Aztec women's basketball team treats us. We had breakfast on the bus this morning on the way to the airport. The minute we landed in Reno, they had food waiting for us at the hotel. That was only 2.5 or 3 hours ago. Dinner is at 6:30 right after the show, but to tide me over at 5 o'clock, they delivered an acai bowl. These kids never stop eating. And so I don't either stop eating.
That's kind of how it works, Chris.
Right.
You're
there's
eat.
always. Yeah. I would never have an acai bowl an hour before dinner, but here it is. So
it's available, so you eat
what
it.
am I going to do? Yeah.
Happy Hour is brought to you by GL Pools, the company trusted by thousands of San Diegans to keep their pools sparkling, swim ready, and expertly maintained. Call GL Pools now and say radio for a free month of service. Obviously, we are broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how. Evan Drellick, go ahead.
We got to go Bronny first.
Oh, we got to go Bronny first.
We got to go Bronny first.
Got to go Bronny first. Go ahead. Finish number 1.
Here's number 1.
Number 1.
But Bronny James was asked recently by the media for what he's trying to do to help the team. And here's what he said, and see if you could spot what I'm bringing up here.
Yeah, I'd say defensively. I mean, that's my, role that I want to excel at, especially on this team. We have a lot of guys, Luka, LeBron, and AR. So those guys can go get buckets and whenever we need them.
All right, so I don't know if you heard it, Chris. Did you hear it?
I don't think so.
He called
you
his
heard
dad
it. You just don't know you heard
LeBron.
He called him LeBron?
Yes. And so I was like, immediately, what would I do? I think that would be weird to be on a team.
So you think you should have said Luka, my dad, or AR?
Well, I'm just asking how you guys would handle it.
It's a weird position.
Because if I were on a team with my dad, it would be weird for me in front of the media to be like, my dad, but we have someone here that can answer this question very well. So you go first, Tony, on this one.
I mean, I think it just depends on the type of relationship you and your pops have. Like, my dad wasn't like, he didn't need to be called coach or call me. We definitely talked about it. I asked him, I was like, how are we going to proceed with this whole, I didn't call him anything but dad. I don't know about you guys, but I was telling Scraby this in the break. I mean, I grew up in a household where it was highly discouraged to call your parents by their first name.
Really disrespectful.
Like it's like one of the most disrespectful things, at least that's how I grew up, that you could do. So
has any of your kids ever called you Tony?
No, they have not.
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
So I understand why people are kind of like, yeah, that's kind of weird, man.
But he's probably calling him dad at home.
He's also in a professional setting. He's at work. I'm sure LeBron is still dad at work, but I don't know. It's just weird. I was telling Scrape when my dad took over at San Diego State, I wouldn't call him dad. Dad would slip out every once in a while, but for the most part, I called him coach just to kind of keep some type of separation.
Thing to do.
Yeah,
I think it's appropriate. I think his answer was 100% appropriate under these circumstances.
Yeah, I agree.
He was talking about 3 guys on the team who score a lot, and that his dad was one of them. But I thought it was fine. I'm going to see if I can compare this a little to what I see here with the Aztec women's basketball team. Remember, Stacey Terry Hudson is the head coach. Justin Hudson is one of our assistant coaches now. I will tell you this, when Justin needs to get Stacey's attention during the game, he doesn't get up and go, honey.
He calls her Stacey.
Sweetie,
I think we should
tell you
change
something.
Yeah, I think we should change defenses here, honey. What do you think?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that would be crazy.
I think
so. He calls her coach during the game, and I think that's appropriate. So
listen, I think LeBron, or I should say Bronny, would have probably been caught some flack if he would have called him dad.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what Twitter would have looked
He's
like?
in a no-win situation.
Like, are you kidding me? He had to call him LeBron, and I'm sure that was awkward for him.
Yeah, that had to have been, but because he kind of looks like, as he said it, he kind of knew it was weird.
He did. If you saw his face when he said it, he definitely thought it was weird. But that's a good number one. I had some experience dealing with that. Maybe not at that level, but still, nonetheless.
High enough of a level.
Yeah.
I brought up Evan Drellick, and I'm a little scared to bring it up now because I don't know if we're going to have time to kind of slice through this
We're
article.
going 18 on this one.
For sure. Well, then we got some time. He put together a really terrific article. The article is titled, "What Would MLB Look Like with a Salary Cap?" and explaining the wide-ranging, game-changing effects. And he kind of breaks it down into 5.
It's back. 5.
You want me to pick this up, Tony?
No, I got you.
I can't laugh because Tony saved me when I had the cracker issues back in the day.
This is true.
All right.
This is true.
I can't get on him for this.
I think
This
my
happens to the voice
hermit is
sometimes.
gone now. He breaks it
Voice
down
can do this.
to 5 bullet points.
Okay.
And the first bullet point really, and let me set the stage here. The voices that you're hearing from in this particular article are Glenn Kaplan. He is the spokesman for Major League Baseball, and Bruce Meyer, who is the deputy director of the union. So those are the 2 heads that Evan Drellick is really talking to. Now
he's getting comments from people that are high enough up that they should have a pretty good idea on this, and they're on both sides of the aisle.
Right. He also got a comment from Donald Fear, who was the tremendous Major League Baseball union rep way back when they went in '94 on the strike, and then he became NHL's.
His name is Fear?
Donald Fear.
Donald Fear.
That's a great name for a union dude or a negotiator.
And then
it's funny. I just want to duck in on Donald Fear.
Yeah,
it's funny that you speak about him in glowing terms, Tony, which is fine based on what he eventually accomplished. But when he was leading the union in '94, we all hated this man.
Of course you did.
Because he was taking baseball away from us. And I don't know if he even got death threats, but
I'm sure.
I bet he got some.
He probably didn't receive them in time back then.
Death letters.
Had to do letters.
No one liked this guy.
Yeah, no,
nobody.
He basically did the job that we now see. What's the NFL? What's the NFL commissioner's name?
Oh,
Roger Goodell. Right? They take all the arrows. Right? They're the bad guys. Really,
he was.
Really, it's the owners that are telling him what to do. That's what
he would stand up there and do a press conference, and he'd say blah, 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 like Scraby. And then somebody'd stand up and go, hey, Donald, how come you're such an a-hole, and why are you taking base? You know what I mean? I mean, he
wore it.
People directed it right at this guy.
Yeah.
And he hung in there and got what they needed. Anyway, sorry to interrupt.
Let's start with the cap, right? This is the big kind of story going into 2026, aside from what the individual team stories is. It's not just a cap, though. It's a floor. And one of the parts in this idea, because, right, you got the Dodgers being able to go 402, and then you got teams that are in like the 80 million mark.
80 to like 100.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you'd have to have a floor, right? You'd obviously have a cap, but there'd be a floor. The floor, if you took the 2024 numbers, because at this point, according to Kaplan, which is the Major League Baseball spokesman, they don't have the 25 numbers aren't complete yet. So we can go off of 24. The number that Drillick comes up with is 160 million.
For the floor.
For the floor.
Yes.
So Scraby and I immediately got on the computer and looked at it. It's about 12 teams if we're going from 2025 that you would then need to convince, hey, this is where you have to at least get to.
And some of those teams were close to the 160, and some of those teams were not even close.
Can you imagine real quick, Tony, if the Players Union says, okay, after all of this time, for the good of baseball, we're going to accept a salary cap, but only if there's a $160 million floor. And then the owners go, oh, can't do that.
Right. Well,
screw it up anyway.
Right. And so I'll just read you a couple of the excerpts from that particular piece. It says the biggest beneficiaries are going to be the biggest markets, and the biggest losers will be the small markets, said a management source. They'll have to spend money in order to be a part of this, and the big markets will do well because there will be no pressure from fans to go to 300, 400 million payrolls and so forth. The cap and the floor would not take full effect immediately. A phase-in period would need to take place. Industry sources said it was unlikely owners would ask to alter existing player contracts. Long-term deals would basically be grandpa, and there'd be no clawbacks because the union would probably.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, no doubt. And then so that's the cap floor conversation. The league and the players would formally need to split baseball money. Now here is the biggest part of it all. This is where the NFL starts to get comparison. The single most important change in the cap system might be the creation of a formal revenue split from which everything else would flow. MLB and the players would negotiate what percentage of the industry's revenue goes to each side for 2024. Again, those are the numbers that are available. MLB estimated the total haul to be about $12.1 billion. Kaplan said, that's the Major League Baseball side, he could not provide 2025 figures. The league office and the union can calculate how much of that money goes to the players and how much to the owners, and the percentage change at least a little every year. Last summer, the commissioner, Rob Manfred, said the players' share was about 47%. Now, of course, on the other side, Myers, the MLB player rep, or deputy deputy director, countered by saying if you include all the compensation paid pursuant to the current Major League CBA, the player's share was comfortably over 50%.
Of course.
So
here's the problem with all of this. This is so pie in the sky, and I love it because I agree with you. I'd love it. The Yankees are not going to ever give their golden goose of TV revenue to the Marlins. It's just not possible. I love what Drellick is doing, but he's also pointing out what an impossible thing this is going to be.
Not only just from that standpoint, but they can't even agree.
They can't even agree on how much they're sharing now.
And it's a free market, right? And a part of that, I think, is because I think the union believes that the current system kind of takes into account the owners' side businesses, right? Some of these guys got construction companies and things of that nature. They would like to be able to keep that out of their total pot, right?
But you're right. How much money does Dick Monfort have?
Oh, he's featured in here, by the way.
Featured in this.
No, but he's a perfect example because we talk about this all the time. But how much money of his wealth does he commit to the Rockies?
Right.
And so how do you because you're right. He's got way more money than that.
And
so it's hard to find out.
And so, just kind of reading some of the excerpts on this, Manfred said the cap system eliminates a year-to-year variability, which is what the owners want, right? That's what NFL has. They know exactly how much is going to be spent every year. The sides would negotiate the percentage they would receive in advance. Importantly, the league could offer players a larger share than they receive now if they agreed to a cap. And this is what Manfred said about 2002. He said, my first deal where I the chief negotiator in 2002, we were spending 63% of our revenue on players. Manfred has told players in meetings across the league. This is one of those meetings where Bryce Harper was ready to fight him, right? Manfred has told players in meetings across the league that they long ago adopted a system that had they long ago adopted a system where they shared revenue, they would be making billions. This is what Manfred is telling. Of course, the union, they push back.
Of course.
They say, we don't know what proposal Rob was referring to, but first of all, it doesn't make sense on the most basic level. If they're saying, oh, we're willing to pay you more, then why do they want the system? It's obviously worth even more to them if they have the system. And so you start to kind of go through all these things, and you see that it's not, as easy. It's not going to be that easy. The other thing is and this probably doesn't really bother anybody except the players. You can say goodbye to the mega deals, right?
Meaning like the Shohei's?
The 15-year 765 or
so Juan Soto.
Shohei's deal is probably, I don't know if it's even considered that because of the deferrals, right?
Interesting.
But the mega deals wouldn't happen. One of the things that came out in this article was that Major League Baseball players made out during the year of COVID better than all of the other leagues. Because there's a cap in those leagues and there was a change in how much the league made, players in those other leagues had to give money back. The NBA had to give $500 million back.
Yeah.
NFL also had to give back. And so you start to see why the players are feeling why they like the system the way it is. But this article really reveals that it's not just player versus owner. You got owner versus owner in this. And Manfred is trying to convince the players that you also have players versus players on that side, right?
Yes, he is.
And so, this is going to be a very things will start trickling out, my guess, May-ish, June-ish, as they start to kind of finally have some of these conversations. The one thing that I thought was interesting was will teams be willing? Will they be worth more? Right? Because that's part of the reason.
Part of the attraction.
The attraction.
Yeah.
The perception around baseball is that without a salary cap, its values will lag behind, at least behind the NFL and the NBA, and that's been the case according to Steve Greenberg. He's a banker at Allen and Company. MLB teams were worth $2.6 billion on average entering last season. The union believes that some of that value flows to the players in the current system. An owner might be willing to pay a hefty sum on the belief that improving the team will increase the franchise stature and sell price. And so then you go to the the competitive balance
tax.
Is it broken? If so, what they think could actually do to fix it. And it doesn't really seem, and this is where your boy Dick Monfort came in. He's quoted in here. He says the only way to fix baseball is to do a salary cap and a floor. Something's got to happen. The competitive imbalance in baseball has gotten to the point of ludicrousy.
Hold on. You're one of the guys who caused this.
That's what I'm saying.
What are you talking about, Dick Monfort? You have one of the worst teams in baseball.
The optics are poor, obviously, with the Dodgers having a larger payroll than both Miami and Tampa. But these arguments have been around for a long time. Gene Orza, who is a retired MLB lawyer, he said, I've been hearing this competitive balance bull bleep for 30 years now. That's just a ruse. That's propaganda. That's not real. The Yankees won 3 in a row, competitive balance, competitive balance. Now the Yankees haven't won in 17 years. Why has the value of every franchise gone up, every single one of them? And so on and so forth. We go down this is why, long, winding road.
Yes.
Yeah, this is why I'm starting to read things, honestly, Tony, that say that the only way that we'll ever get to where baseball needs to be is to sit out an entire season and get to the point where everybody has to almost start all over. But I can't, I can't imagine an Armageddon of that size. But here's something to consider, because while you guys were reading some of that, I checked this out. It's almost a little unofficial because I counted it up really fast. But since the year 2000, there's been only 14 different NFL teams that have won, while on baseball, 16.
Yeah.
So the salary cap that they have in football, doesn't it open up for as many people as everybody thinks it does?
That's kind of how Drellick ends the article, right?
Yeah.
In the same system, you still will have your greats, the teams that are there all the time, and you're going to have your teams that are consistently at the bottom in both
scenarios. I mean, the New England Patriots have won more Super Bowls with a salary cap than the Yankees have won without one.
Yeah.
I think the difference is that in baseball, there's a couple teams that can afford a lot of salary.
But it doesn't equate to winning, though. That's the point, is what he's saying.
Stop crying is what they're saying, and just do your best and find a way to compete.
I'm fine with a team spending more money than any other team, but I'm not fine with a team spending $100 million more than another team. That's a lot of money.
Well,
that's Kyle Tucker's.
They have the luxury tax. They have the luxury tax to try to deal with that. And I think that, if you tweak that, and you could deal with it.
They need to take Scraby's tariff plan and
tariff
start 900% in these teams.
I got the tariff plan from somewhere. I don't know where, but I got it from. And every time the Dodgers go over a tax, they just keep getting tariffed every time. 50%, 75%, 150%.
Let's get
maybe that's an answer, Scrape, because I don't think you're going to get a salary cap.
Yeah.
And there's really, to me, no reason for one. Baseball is just as wide open as football.
There is a reason for one. There is.
I don't think so, and I know the players don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, players, I understand. But as a fan, the guy in the article did say, I do understand that fans are concerned about their teams not being competitive.
Tell your owners to spend more money.
Yes, but that is on the owners. The Rockies have been competitive before. They're just not now under this current construction.
Yeah. All right.
How many years in a row were the Rockies really good, Tony? 6, 7, 8 years in a row.
They were a problem for a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah.
So don't tell me they can't be good. This particular owner doesn't want to make the effort for them to be good.
He wants to do it on the low, on the cheap.
So I think that, and the Marlins have won 2 World Series this century, so they can say whatever they want too.
All right.
Let's get to break. More Gwynn and Chris on the other side.
From the
Now, you've been representing the Friar Faithful for a little bit here. Now you're out in the forefront. You mentioned family quite a bit. How important was it to get your wife Audrey on board with this? How long did it take you to get her in this direction?
It took a while. It's probably taken years, but I don't know. We were on the same page for a long time. For a long time we thought there's no way this is possible, with our family and be able to move them across country and take them out of school and all that kind of stuff. But we talked to enough people. We got to thank the Melansons. They kind of gave us the blueprint of how they've moved their kids from Florida to Arizona to San Diego, and we're going to follow that plan. And once we decided that, it was like, I talked about it a little. There's some peace that came over both of us to be able to say yes to this decision, because we knew it's an opportunity of a lifetime. Hard to say no to, being the manager of Padres with the team like we've got.
Obviously, when you decided to retire in the 23, family's probably at the forefront of your mind. You've missed a lot of time with your kids and your wife. And now to fast forward to this point here, you're sitting in meetings at this point interviewing candidates, and then however long later, what was the timeline in between you interviewing guys or candidates and then all of a sudden having your name in the hat?
Yeah. Man, just to think about what my mind was thinking about 3 weeks ago was completely different than what it is now. Obviously I'm part of the organization and wanted to find the best manager for the Padres. And so I was in on some Zoom calls, to start that process. And then we and I were just having conversations about who we thought were great candidates and how we ranked them. And we got done talking about it, and he goes, well, I think I got you at the top of the list. And
he just dropped that on you.
Yeah, he just dropped that on me. And, it's a little bit of a shock, when someone, like AJ believes in you that much. And it pushed Audrey and I to actually think about this. And, is this something that we would like to pursue? If we got that much belief from the organization, we've got to make an informed decision. Yeah. And so then after that, we spent a lot of time, like I said, praying and fasting and thinking about this and how trying to map out the schedule and work it out with our family. And once we came to the conclusion we're taking everybody with us, then we felt pretty good about it. And we're able to say, if you're willing to offer the job to us, we'll say yes.
13 years as a reliever. You spent 6 here as a Padre. How has that shaped your viewpoint and how the type of manager you'll be?
Yeah, I think one quality I have is a little bit of loyalty, and I was lucky in my career. I only really played for 2 organizations. I played 1 year with the Guardians in the middle, but not in the big leagues. But most of my career started with Washington, and then it ended with San Diego, and I feel very connected to this organization. I feel like it is family. They've treated me like family. And so, being a part of this and being in this role is something that's very exciting, and I'm up for the challenge.
Now, you had to get it out the mud, so to speak, right? You weren't a high round draft pick. You're a guy who had to kind of grind. That's the word we often use around this game. How is that, or what kind of lessons from those type of situations are you going to be able to take into your managerial role?
Yeah, maybe it's like people doubting you a little bit or not saying you're quite good enough. And there's probably some people thinking that as me as the manager. But it's also exciting to prove people who I really am and what I stand for, and maybe do it a little bit different than everybody expects. But those challenges as a player, they were so enjoyable.
Yeah.
So you've done it before. It's fun to try to get the most out of your talent. And as soon as I took this job, that feeling of what I was as a player, when's my next workout? When's my next throwing session? That constant thought, that feeling, that little nervousness, that little excitement came back right away. And it was I definitely missed that. Now, did I enjoy the 2 years in between? Yeah, I did. I got a lot, my handicap went down and all that kind of stuff. But, this challenge has gotten that excitement back, that feeling back of I'm in the hunt with the boys, and I'm ready to grind it out and make something special happen.
Now, you've been representing the Friar Faithful for a little bit here. Now you're out in the forefront. You mentioned family quite a bit. How important was it to get your wife Audrey on board with this? How long did it take you to get her in this direction?
It took a while. It's probably taken years, but I don't know. We were on the same page for a long time. For a long time we thought there's no way this is possible, with our family and be able to move them across country and take them out of school and all that kind of stuff. But we talked to enough people. We got to thank the Melansons. They kind of gave us the blueprint of how they've moved their kids from Florida to Arizona to San Diego, and we're going to follow that plan. And once we decided that, it was I talked about it a little. There was some peace that came over both of us to be able to say yes to this decision, because we knew it's an opportunity of a lifetime. Hard to say no to being the manager of Padres with a team like we've got.
Obviously, when you decided to retire in the 23. Family's probably at the forefront of your mind. You've missed a lot of time with your kids and your wife. And now to fast forward to this point here, you're sitting in meetings at this point, interviewing candidates.
All right, Gwynn and Chris coming up on a finish of things here. Going to 6 o'clock, and then we got the weekend off and Monday, as many of you do. So enjoy the last half hour, because it's all you're going to get for a little while. Chris Ello in Reno with the basketball. Tony's there, and Scraby. Tony will be heading to spring training, though. So next time we talk to him Tuesday, It'll be from Peoria. A couple of quick notes, because we talked about that whole segment there, guys, about baseball and all the issues. Part of that makes me feel like I need to enjoy baseball a little bit more this year, just in case. And so go ahead.
I think that's accurate. I think we all should try to enjoy it a little bit more this year. And it's easy to say that at the beginning of the season when it's fresh. When we gotta remind each other that when we get to like June, July, hey man, we should be enjoying this a little bit more. Let's just keep that in mind.
December is the shutdown. So, hopefully we'll never get there, but it's all signs are pointing towards it happening. So here's a couple of quick baseball stories for everybody. First,
quick, I just want to say this. All signs always look like it's going to be way worse every time. Like when we went through it in 2020, it felt like it's never going to end. And the few times it crept up before, even obviously 94, that was like the big kind of foot in the sand type deal. And that's the most they've ever missed. So I just think everybody enjoy the season because you don't know what's going to happen, but let's all be hopeful.
Let's not, what is the word I'm looking for here, Scraby, when you kind of project disaster?
It's a term in my AA world, but it's you future bleep yourself. You future bleep yourself.
Right,
you worry about things that haven't happened yet.
Catastrophize.
Control.
That's the word
catastrophize. Yes.
Yeah, which is not a dirty word.
No, but yeah.
All right. Couple of quick things I wanted to touch on. I was just going to call attention to this. I thought about sending it to Scraby to play it, but it's honestly too sad and heartbreaking. But I think there's people out there in this world who can gain some help and support from what Alex Vesia said today.
Yeah.
He was interviewed at spring training for the first time since his young baby daughter's death right around the World Series. You may remember he didn't even get to pitch in the World Series. He spoke today for the first time. It's heartbreaking, but if you know anyone who's ever been through anything like this or yourself or whatever, the things he says are quite, I think important. So, I didn't want to play it because it really is sad to see what this poor guy had to go through and his family. But he talks about people getting help and that he's gotten a lot of support and help. And it's, the only way that he's made it through this. So anyway, I call people's attention. If you want to find it, you can obviously find it. The other news from baseball is a little nerve-wracking if you're a Padre fan or any fan for that matter. Shohei Ohtani, who's won the MVP award now, Tony, 3 or 4 of the last 5 years, depending on what league he's in.
Yeah.
Says this year he's focused on finally winning a Cy Young. So if he puts his mind to it and wins the Cy Young on top of everything else he's already doing, we're all in a lot of trouble.
That's good. That means he's going to take his mind off his hitting, which is fine by me.
Yes, if he takes his mind off his hitting, he'll
only
hit
pitch every 5th day,
runs.
so that's fine. Do your thing, buddy.
All right. Well, I don't know that it's gonna. The guy's a little superhuman.
He's a freak.
Come to
in
find
a good
out
way.
here.
In a good way.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
He's not a hateable guy anymore, except if you're Scraby and the whole.
The conspiracy theorists. Yes.
Oh yeah, because Emmanuel Clase's investigation is taking
why
years.
Why haven't they taken out Ohtani yet?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure why they closed the investigation after like 24 hours.
Because Ohtani got special treatment. Tony, haven't you been paying attention?
My fault.
Shohei, you're under oath. Did you make any bets? No. Okay, you're clear. That's it. We figured it out. Actually, it was Ipe.
You're stupid too.
All right, we need to go and break and get back on track.
All right, we got one more. Sammy Levit's in Peoria. You Padre fans will want the update, including how did Fernando fare today in an at-bat against Mason Miller. It's all coming up when we return. So last night, the bus was to leave for the airport at 8 p.m. And Tony, you know this. Everybody knows this. If you're hooked up with anything like this, as Pete Carroll used to say, on time means you're late.
Right.
So Amy's the young lady who handles all the travel and puts together the itinerary.
So we're just about ready to leave. You know,
TJ
the bus is kind of, she stands up as the bus is kind of rumbling to life. And she goes, okay, everybody get your passports out. I want to make sure nobody leaves without their passport. Because, again, you are talking to college kids here, and you don't want
college
them
kids,
to,
That's who she thought she was talking to.
She thought she. So I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking to my head, like, you don't need a passport for this trip. I didn't even bring one. We're just going to the Bahamas. And so, yeah.
That was your thought process? The Bahamas are an international flight, I believe.
This is almost equal to the fact that North Dakota borders Canada.
I think it does equal that scrape.
Actually, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, I forgot about it too, buddy.
Right. So for whatever reason, I did not bring my passport. I'm sitting there, and I'm like, my stomach, you have your sinking feeling. And I'm like, what? Never do that. Yeah, thank you. And I was like, oh no, I don't have my passport. Here's my second thought, guys. If I just quietly call Lori, because the flight wasn't until 10 o'clock. You got some extra time. So I said, if I call Lori and just have her bring my passport down to the airport, I'll be able to get away with this without everybody knowing that I blew it. Because that isn't a factor here. You don't want to be embarrassed. So she's in the back checking the players, passport situation out. And I'm having this argument with myself. Oh no, what do I do? And so my first thing is I'll call Lori and I'll just say, hey, can you, I blew it. I forgot my passport. Can you meet me down at the airport? And then I thought, we live 25 minutes from the airport. Lori is not going to be happy.
Nope.
Getting my passport and driving it down there.
Because the airport is really easy to access these days.
And never easy to access, exactly. So I had a quick discussion with myself, and it was either A, it's time for me to embarrass myself in front of the team, or I'm going to have to ask Lori to drive to the airport. I chose the first one. So I said, oh my goodness, I can't believe I forgot my passport. I don't have it. And Stacey Terry Hudson looked at me and like, what? Like you? I mean, she wasn't mean about it. She was just like so surprised. And as I was, and everybody's like, what are you going to do? And I said, well, I live, literally 10 minutes from the school. And I said, I'm going to call Lori right now. Is there any way we can just hold up for 10 minutes?
What?
That's all. It was either that or make Lori drive down, Scrape. You got to understand my options here. They're very limited.
I get it, but I think your mistake means that you have to
do the hard one.
Yeah, you have to deal with the hard part.
I agree. Well, this didn't turn out a whole lot better. Amy, it's her first year on the job, but she's a very nice gal, so I don't have any really, I don't have any cachet with her yet. And she's like looking at her watch, looking at Coach Stacey Terry. She's like, 10 minutes, because that can be a little...
That's stressful.
Well, it's stressful. And she doesn't care. Her job is to get everybody on that damn plane.
Right. And a lot of times what we don't know, the traveling party doesn't know, is they've already called ahead and talked. They have a travel agent that's going to kind of expedite the process a little bit. And if they mess up that contact, then everybody's messed up.
So everything is thrown asunder if you got to wait 10 minutes. And but I'm on the phone with Lori, and Lori's like, well, I'm not going to the airport. There's no way. She's like, you tell them that I'll be there in 10 minutes.
You tell them.
And I will give Lori a lot of credit. She, while this discussion was going on, found the passport and was already in the car.
Whoa.
So I give her a ton of credit. She didn't wait for... Okay, go get the passport and hurry up.
Because she knew she wasn't going to the airport. So
she knew she wasn't going to the airport. Exactly, Tony.
She's like, I'm in the car.
She did. She said, I'm in the car. So I told, Amy, and I got Lori on the phone. I'm telling Amy and Coach, I'm like, she's on her way. And I said, I drive this all the time. It really is 10 minutes. And they're like, all right, 10 minutes. So last night, the bus was to leave for the airport at 8.
Visit we had a little earlier. There's Scrape. No Chronicles tonight.
Nope.
But I just want to piggyback for a half second on what the guy before me just said, how Kevin O'Connell is the quarterback whisperer.
Okay.
I still wouldn't wish Tua Tagovailoa on him.
I don't think he wants or
No,
he's going to get Tua.
It isn't, we don't have time, but it doesn't have to do with the fact that Tua doesn't care or anything.
Yeah, he does care.
Honestly just physically can't play anymore. That's it. Simple.
He's had some major
right.
injuries.
Yeah, he really had. Okay, congratulations. Today's biggest fan. Time to announce it. Listen up. If your name is Darlene Budd, B-U-D-D, Darlene.
Did I not? Oh, my gosh.
Oh, you didn't change?
Matt.
Uh-oh.
Gosh dang it. This is my fault.
Oh,
my gosh.
I hope Darlene is not excited or something.
Darlene, I just keep copying it over from.
She won like a month ago.
Yeah, this is bad.
Sorry about that.
This
guys.
is yes,
Scraby.
Lillian Cobian of Chula Vista. Lillian Cobian.
Lillian. All right, call us. You got 10 minutes. 833-288-0973. You call in 10 minutes, Lillian, and you qualify for the grand prize. 20 tickets. You, your friends, sweet Padres game, Spiro's Mediterranean Cuisine catering it. The rest of you register at 973thefansd.com/biggest fan. Lillian, how do you spell the last name there, Scrabe?
It is Cobian.
Oh, just like it sounds.
Yes.
Lillian Cobian.
Yeah.
All right, one last check of traffic, and then what's happening with Peoria, the latest from Sammy Levit.
Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855-GetRoss.com. Here's Kelly Danick.
This game day traffic report is brought to you by Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water. Well, let's get this holiday weekend started. Good news for West 8 travelers. Crash is cleared before Waring Road, and up ahead, an accident cleared from the right lane just before the 805. So you might still see just a little residual there. Stalled car being taken off northbound 5 to the eastbound 8 connector ramp, and got a crash on northbound 5 before Leucadia. Several vehicles got into it. They're all over to the right shoulder. What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water different? They always bottle their Alpine Spring Water less than 1.5 miles from the spring source. And all of their bottles are made with 50% recycled plastic from their own recycling plants. Crystal Geyser, bottled at the spring source. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Sam, I want you to, I'm sure you were there for this because you would never miss something of this magnitude unless they did it out of sight. But I saw a video of Mason Miller facing Fernando today.
It looked like he was tracking.
It looked like it was coming in pretty hot. I will say that. Take us through what you saw, because the video I saw looked like Fernando got called out on strikes. I don't know who called him out, though. And then he tapped his head because he didn't agree with the call.
Yeah, typically what happens during those live BPs is they have somebody who's holding the iPad behind the mound give an initial call, and if there's a disagreement, I think they wait to see what TrackMan says, because it's typically set up for most of these live BPs, and apparently the TrackMan data said that it was indeed a strike, and then Steven Souza Jr. was telling them to calibrate it because none of the hitters could believe that it was striking.
Shout out to our hitting coach Steven Souza taking up for the
had
hitters.
An issue with it. Like they all seemingly had issues and seemed to claim that something was off, but that's the extent of the complaining during
hitters
squad live.
Where was
BP.
Ruben Niebla? Did Ruben stick up for his pitcher? I mean, come on.
Yeah, was it Ruben who said something, or somebody said something from behind the field? What did they say? It may not have been Ruben. What did they say? Somebody said, like, I can't remember. It was funny, whatever it was. I can't remember who and what they said. But there was commentary from.
There always is commentary
from outside.
It was funny. I did hear someone yell, "Someone needs to calibrate this."
Listen, the hitters are always suspicious of someone cheating or getting by over them.
Yeah, I don't. You know what? I don't know if Fernando is necessarily just tracking or not. He did swing. I remember he fouled one off at least. So he definitely did swing at least once. Gavin Sheets had a fairly good at bat against Miller. He fouled off a couple, but ultimately struck out. So it was cool. It was cool to see Mason up close like that, and it was also cool to see a little World Baseball Classic preview potentially between those teams meet, the U.S. and the Dominican Republic. You certainly could see a matchup like Mason Miller against Fernando Tatis Jr. late in the game. So pretty cool. It was definitely the on-field highlight of the day.
Sam, how different are those particular guys working? Is it a little different for them, given that they are trying to ramp up to get ready for a WBC? I mean, Mason's really, I believe, the only one on the pitching side for the Padres that are going. Has everybody else kind of easing their way into this bad boy?
Yeah, that's a good question, Tony. And I talked to Mason a little bit today, but I didn't ask him in particular about how he's ramping up and if it's any different than where he normally would be this time of year. I'm not sure. Look, I think obviously it in all likelihood is a little different just because you got to be ready to pitch in some real high leverage spots with big crowds and amped up way earlier than you normally would. Certainly from just a timing standpoint, the position players like Manny and Fernando and other guys who are playing in the WBC were required to be here earlier, so they probably are taking live at bats earlier than when they typically would in spring. But I've got to talk to Mason about it. I also haven't seen any comments he's had on it. I know Craig Stammen talked the other day a little bit about that they've been in communication with Team USA, with Mark DeRosa, with Andy Pettit about his usage in some situations like that. And I think that's pretty common for these WBC managers to be in contact with the teams, especially about their star pitchers and how they're going to be used. But I would imagine, without knowing for sure, that it's a little bit different for Mason Miller. But that's something I'll dive into a little bit, and I'm sure in the next few days I'll get a chance to find out a little bit deeper kind of how this is maybe different than what he normally would be doing.
Sammy Levit in Peoria with the Padres. Sam, three days in, so maybe too early for this question, but I'm going to try it anyway. You feel a lighter mood? You feel a more serious mood? You feel whatever mood with the Craig Stammen regime yet? Is anything kind of settled in? Do you see a little more, goofing around?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That kind of thing. I mean, it's compared to Mike Schultz stuff, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think I feel a good energy. It's hard. It's hard this early to make any grand proclamations about the vibe of a club and a coaching staff. And it's so early. And there's also been, I think, a good thing. It's been a very quiet first handful of days here in Peoria. I mean, there's been very, very little news or headlines, and knock on wood, no injuries. So that's a good thing. So I think when things are going that way, it's very easy for everything to be kind of a good vibe. Look, I think to this point, what I really like about, just to focus on Craig a little bit, what I really like about Craig so far, in the sense I get, I think you are going to kind of hear what he really thinks about certain things. Like, not to the point of like he's had anything to kind of, talk specifically about his players yet, like in a game situation. But he just seems very comfortable in his own skin, is the way I'd put it. Like, I think you're going to get what Craig really thinks about things. Like today, there was an interesting answer he had. There was a good question about, does he kind of believe in keeping pitcher-catcher pairings? And that was something that, if you recall, Mike Schultz really stuck to. Like, he was very much fine with there being specific catchers, for the most part, with certain pitchers. And Craig said, nah, I don't really view it like that. Like obviously if there are things that are going on in the season where one guy and a catcher are just working extremely well together, maybe that's a situation he considers it. But it was a good example today. Like he just kind of said, nah, I'm really paraphrasing. I don't really believe in that. So I think that kind of, to me, has been the early tone. Like, Craig is just very comfortable. And to me, on field, has seemed very relaxed. He's, been, around the pitchers and around BP. And Craig is very, very relaxed. I really get that vibe from him, and I think he's gonna, have a very kind of steady, relaxed presence on this group, and obviously that's easy to say in spring training this early before we really get into things. But look, I think it's a pretty young coaching staff. I think they're going to have a lot of energy. Like I asked Craig today about Ryan Goins, who's a new infield coach, and
great coach.
One thing that's really, and I'm sorry, this is kind of a rambling answer, but it's kind of a hard question, so I'm kind of taking it in some different ways. But I'll give you an example. Ryan Goins, new infield coach. He's been out there a lot working with guys, like more than I can remember this early in spring with position player guys. And I haven't talked to him yet, but you just watch him from afar and he's got a lot of energy. And apparently he's kind of from the school of Ron Washington.
I was just getting ready to say that. Ron Washington gave him his first big league job, and so I talked to him on a few different occasions, and obviously you look at the infield the Padres have, you look at what the Angels had last year. Now, Ryan will never say this, but he doesn't have any hair. If he had it, he would have been pulling it all out. And so now he gets to work with this veteran group with that same type of energy that you talk about with Ron Washington. It's a great pairing.
Yeah, I'm just watching from afar. And again, I haven't talked to him about it yet, and it's only a few days. But I can see it, like even from afar. I can see it, like the Ron Washington influence, just with the way he's working with these guys and some of the drills he's doing with the pad, and not that they haven't done that before, but that's been noticeable enough that I asked Craig about it today, just kind of what Ryan Goins has brought to this point. So Craig, to put it very simply, relaxed, energetic to this point, the vibes, the energy is very good.
Sam Levit joins us here. Sam the Great Levit joins us here, and Sam, obviously there's been some video surfacing. Manny's in the building. Little Manny's in the building as well. I mean, what's been the vibe in terms of kind of the core guys? Toddy, as we mentioned, taking seeing some pictures from Mason Miller. We saw Manny lose his bat on a swing. I think it was yesterday. How are those guys been? Because I know they're not necessarily supposed to be there yet, but they're already there, kind of getting their work in.
Yeah, I mean, everybody looks good. I think Manny looks really, really good. Physically, looks really good. Fernando always looks good physically. Right. I mean, he's quite a specimen at whatever 6'3", 6'4".
I saw the video of him walking out, and I was like, man, I would die to look like that.
But they look good. They look good, to put it really simply. Jackson Merrill's there, Gavin Sheets, I will say, I think it's, just to take it a little bit of a different direction, like seeing Gavin Sheets with the main group this year, it just makes me think about what a difference a year makes. Yeah. Where he came into spring training last year and he was just the guy that you were like, maybe he makes the team, maybe he doesn't. I don't really know what you're going to get from him. And he's asserted himself where he's part of the A group of hitters. So good for him. I mean, what a difference a year makes. So, but Tony, I mean, all those guys, all the big guys are here, and to me, all look good and relaxed and ready to rock.
Manny Jr. didn't look too relaxed though in the video I saw. I don't know if anybody saw it.
Yeah, he wasn't happy his Pops was getting ready to take it around.
Yeah, Pops went into the hitting cage, and little Manny was like, "Oh, come back." Yeah. So, hey, what about Miguel Mendez? Mendez? This new right-hander. Straby's excited about him. We've had some people talking about this guy. Is there a buzz about him at all yet, Sam?
Not quite yet. I know Mendez is pretty highly rated, and last year had a really nice year. I'm just looking here to make sure of the ranking. Yeah, I mean, he's a top 5 guy now in the system. He is in the major league clubhouse. I've not seen him throw, to be honest with you. Not talked to him yet. I will at some point. I think he might have had a live today that I didn't see because I might have been looking at Miller. It might have been yesterday, but that'll be on my to-do list, Chris. He is somebody that I think Padres fans should keep an eye on, really, because when you look at their top pitching prospects, he's by far and away kind of the oldest. I mean, he's 23 and he's farthest along, and that's somebody that you could see at the major league level at some point this year if needed. So he is somebody that we'll focus on as we keep things going.
Last one for me, Sammy. Freddie Fermin, acquired at the break. Really kind of stepped in and solidified his spot. Now he's coming into this spring really as the guy for really the first time in his career. What's the conversation been about Freddie since spring has begun?
Yeah, I think the catching situation with both Fermin and Campusano is interesting. And I think one thing that we have to keep in mind is that Freddie Fermin here in 2026 is also going to be doing something that he's never really done, and that's be the bona fide number one catcher and be expected to play almost every day from both a catching standpoint and an offensive standpoint. And even though obviously he was highly regarded and respected in Kansas City, he also was playing alongside Salvador Perez, a Hall of Famer, right? So this is different for Freddie. It is. It's going to be different to catch and be the primary guy throughout a full season. Now, I will say the more that people talk in camp and you just look at the catching group, I think Luis Campusano is going to be relied upon a lot. I do. I think he's going to be given a chance to play. I think he's going to be given a chance to catch quite a bit. I think the Padres are going to give him a real runway. To me, this is not going to be what happened last year. I think it's going to be very different. That's the sense I get. I think he's going to be the number 2 catcher. I think he's going to play back there, and I think he's going to be in the lineup. And the Padres are, and again, Luis has had his opportunities, but especially when you compare it to last year, he's going to get a real shot. And
thank you, Sam Levit. He didn't say a whole lot more after that.
No, he was done after that.
If you really have to hear it, you can go back to the beginning of the program and listen to the whole thing.
Please
do.
For
Tony, for Scrape, have a good 3-day weekend. President Donald Trump today pardoned NFL players Joe Klecko, Nate Newton, and Jamal Lewis for previous transgressions. The arm of the president reaches to the National Football League. Congratulations, guys. Scraby, have a good one. We'll see you Tuesday.
All right, see you then.